What is good, people, and welcome into the beginning of this live stream, this live reaction to the. Sorry, I gotta mute that. But yeah, we're gonna be doing our basically the live stream to the Golden Globes, man. Holy shit, this is crazy. This is crazy. It's kind of cool. Yeah, so this show should be starting in about 13 minutes. I wanted to get on here a little bit early. I wanted to tweet this out. I wanted to test also the mic. How is the mic coming through? Let me actually check. Um, how's the mic coming through?
How's the mic coming through? How's the mic coming through?
Okay, I think it's working. Um, I don't know why I have this separate chat open. The chat's right here, so I don't know why I'm doing all that. But yeah, we are here with our live reaction to the Golden Globes. Actually, let me go back to the YouTube page. Actually, yeah, okay. So I'm gonna tweet this out now, and we're gonna get this started. We're gonna talk early, I guess, about some of our predictions, some of my personal predictions for the show. I'm gonna go through some of the nominations. Let me just tweet this out now. Okay, so I just tweeted it out. Maybe just tweet this out one more time. Just one more. Okay. Okay, so let's get right into some of the categories and some of the the people we think are going to win this today. So okay, so I was planning on doing a Golden Globes video for you guys about yesterday. I was thinking about doing one, but actually, let's go through some of the categories. Let's just go through the main ones. Let's start with I don't know if we're gonna do TV. I guess for TV, just randomly, I could just throw some out there. I really like Schitt's Creek to sweep the board once again. The only category I think it's gonna sweep again. It swept at the Emmys. I especially when it comes to best television, musical, or comedy, I don't see anything beating it. Like The Great was really good. I haven't heard many people talk about Emily in Paris. I know it's a pretty popular show. The Flight Attendant, it's HBO Max's show. I don't see that happening. Ted Lasso, I haven't heard a single person talking about Ted Lasso. So I just think that Schitt's Creek's going to sweep that. I think it's going to get all the acting categories as well, like they did at the Emmys. It was just, that night was crazy. I think a shoo-in when it comes to TV or miniseries related, I think a shoo-in is Anya Taylor-Joy for Queen's Gambit. Man, she's got all the momentum. There's nobody coming close to her when it comes to momentum. I don't see it. Okay, so since we kind of covered TV, let's get right into some of the big categories, the main categories, the film categories. Best foreign language film, Another Round, La Llorona, The Life Ahead, Minari, Two of Us. I think Minari clearly gets it. First off, I don't understand why Minari is in this category. It should just be in Best Picture. It's clearly listed as a U.S. film, and it's an American film. It's both languages. It takes place in America. I will never understand the stupidity of the Golden Globes when it comes to that type of thing. But I think Minari wins that. I would like to see Another Round get some love, but I don't see that happening. I think animated film, you got Onward, Over the Moon, Wolfwalkers, The Croods, and Soul. I like Soul. I think that's pretty comfortable. Best original song, Fight for You, Hear My Voice, Low C, which is Scene from The Life Ahead Netflix movie. Speak Now, One Night in Miami, and Tigris and Tweed from the United States versus Billie Holiday. I personally, I think Speak Now is going to win. I've heard more people talk about Speak Now winning. Like I have not heard a clear consensus like front runner, like when you had like Shallow come out and like that was clearly the one that was going to win. I think Speak Now is going to be the one that wins that category personally. For me personally, I would want to see Fight for You win just because I like that song a lot. But I think Speak Now is going to be the one that wins it, and I'm okay with it personally. I'm okay with it. Best original score, I think Soul gets it over Mank, News of the World, Midnight Sky, and Ludwig Göransson for Tenet. Look, I don't know, man. I think Seoul wins. I think some people are going to be mad that Tenet loses, but the thing with the Tenet score is I love the score, but and it's super memorable. I listen to the score pretty regularly actually, but I just think that it might be a little overbearing for some people. It's a very overbearing score. It's not like a typical Nolan score with Hans Zimmer, obviously, because it's Ludwig Göransson. But the thing with Göransson is he already won. He won for Black Panther, but I don't know. I think Trent Reznor's got that in the bag. Best screenplay, we got Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman, Jack Fincher for Mank, Aaron Sorkins for The Trial of Chicago 7, Florence Zeller for The Father, and Chloe Zhao for Nomadland. Um, this is a tough category, honestly. I could see them giving it to Mank. And of course, you got to always throw in Sorkin in that conversation. I want to see Emerald Fennell win. I really do. I really want to see her win. I've heard a lot of people say that she might win this category. She's been pretty high on a lot of people's list. I think Sorkin wins. I think so. Granted, this is the Golden Globes. It doesn't follow the same trends of like the Oscars, where like for the Oscars, the Best Picture winner typically either wins director or screenplay or like another category specifically. There's usually trends when it comes to that, but when it comes to the Globes, they're all over the place. Bohemian Rhapsody won a couple years ago. Like, there's no trends in that, especially with Bryan Singer as a director. Um, Best Director: Emerald Fennell, David Fincher, Regina King, Aaron Sorkins, and Chloe Zhao. Chloe Zhao is going to win that. She's so deservingly deserved it. And when it comes to directors, I've had a bold prediction for the last couple of months. I've tweeted it out before that I really feel like this is the year. We're not going to get one director because the one director is obviously going to win. We're not going to get two directors, but I think we're going to get three female directors in the Oscar Best Picture category. I really feel that. I think that tonight's going to solidify that. I think that we're going to continue to see it happen. I've not seen Regina King win at any of these award shows, but she would obviously be the third person to get nominated as a female. I think Emerald Fennell, crazy enough, is a lock in. She's gotten a ridiculous amount of nominations and has gotten no wins, but she's gotten the second most nominations out of like the big award shows that have already released their nominations. She's second on the list behind Chloe Zhao. And then I believe it's Sorkin who's third, and then Fincher's fourth. At least the last time I checked it. I checked it like a couple weeks ago. But yeah, I really, really like Emerald Fennell to get in. And then I think Regina King's gonna get in because she's got that power in Hollywood now. She's got that name, and she's got that name that people like and people recognize. And she has a great film that came out, a film that a lot of people love, a film that's gotten a lot of recognition. And when you're talking about between her and like who are we talking about? We're talking about Florence Zeller, we're talking about Shaka King, and Shaka King I don't think is gonna get it because I have a weird feeling that Judas is gonna get completely snubbed. I hate to say that, but I think he will. But I really like there to be three. And it's going to be amazing because it's not like it's a forced agenda when it comes to it. A lot of people say that this isn't forced. It's three female directors that clearly deserve to get nominated in this weird year, but they truly deserve it. And I like Chloe Zhao. I'm not the biggest fan of Nomadland, but I love her direction in the film. Like I remember seeing that at TIFF, and that was just oh my god, it just gushed out. Like just it was just beautiful to look at. And then Emerald Fennell, the production design, the costumes, the outfits, the colors, everything just had a purpose. I was watching an analysis video. I forgot the name of the channel. I wish I could plug it out, but where he was talking about like the colors and promising a woman and how it's pink and the blue and how it contrasts and how it's the colors kind of tell its own story and the set designs and there were certain shots that were just so beautiful in that movie. God, it's my favorite movie of last year. And I'm so happy that she's going to be getting the recognition she deserves. Now let's get into the hardest category tonight. We're going to actually run through this quickly because there's 3 minutes into the show and I want to grab a drink quickly. But supporting actress, Maria Bakalova, Kate Hudson for music. I don't know why. Michelle Pfeiffer for French Exit. Nobody has seen that yet. Rosamund Pike for I Care a Lot. I loved her in that. Actually, and then Anya Taylor-Joy for Emma in musical or comedy. I like Maria Bakalova. I think she wins this category because she's really the only person that's getting any sort of Oscar talk when it comes to potentially sneaking into the supporting actors category. So I think she wins it here. Musical or comedy, best supporting actor, you got Sacha Baron Cohen, James Corden, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Dev Patel for The Personal History of David Copperfield, and Andy Samberg for Palm Springs. Out of these five, I think Sacha Baron Cohen probably wins. Or I don't know, man. Or maybe Lin-Manuel Miranda. Maybe they give it to Lin-Manuel. One or the other. Best actress in a drama. I feel okay. Yeah, I skipped the other best supporting actress. You got Glenn Close, Olivia Colman, Jodie Foster, Amanda Seyfried, and Helena Zelga from News of the World, which I have not seen yet. I've not seen News of the World yet. I was planning on watching it last night. Completely forgot to. I think Glenn Close is winning. I don't think she deserved it, but I think she's gonna win because Olivia Colman won last time. I don't think that they're gonna give it to her over Glenn Close again. Amanda Seyfried was my pick initially, but her steam, funny enough, she's on TV right now. Amanda Seyfried. I don't see them giving it over giving Coleman the award again over Glenn Close. And I have seen a lot less steam for Amanda Seyfried to win, which I was really pulling for her because she is really the heart of that movie. But I just don't see it at this point. I don't see her winning. Now we go to Best Supporting Actor in a Motion Picture. We got Sacha Baron Cohen, Daniel Kaluuya, Jared Leto for some reason, Bill Murray for some reason, and Leslie Odom Jr. from One Night in Miami. I think Daniel Kaluuya runs away with this category. He, like, from the first scene you see Daniel Kaluuya in that movie, he commands the screen. He clearly commands the screen. So deserving to win that award. Best Actress in a Motion Picture Drama. We've got Viola Davis, Andra Day, Vanessa Kirby, Frances McDormand, and Carey Mulligan. Carey Mulligan. I have been calling this since the day I saw the trailer to Promising Young Woman, the second one that came out in November when they announced the release date was on Christmas. Ever since I saw the release date Christmas, I was like, Carey Mulligan's going to come in here and steal this, right? Like, I don't know, man. Like, she's right now really high on the betting odds now. And she started off as like a plus 2,100 to win. And now she's just kind of clearing the boards. It's amazing to see. Of course, everybody else in the category was amazing this year. Vanessa Kirby was my second favorite. I loved her. I don't see her winning. I think Carey Mulligan's going to win. Okay, so for actor, Chadwick Boseman. For musical or comedy, Hamilton. And then for drama, I'm going Charles. I'm gonna go Nomadland. I'm gonna go Nomadland. Oh, we're here. Coming to you from the beautiful Rainbow Room in New York City, where indoor dining and outdoor. Wait, how are you doing this?
And I am Amy Poehler here at the Beverly Hilton District 7 New Angeles. And this is the 78th annual.
It's a split screen, right?
Golden.
They said pre-recorded before.
Now, Tina and I are hosting from two different cities tonight, but the technology is so great, we're never going to be able to tell the difference. It's going to be smooth sailing.
This is so weird.
Oh, I've missed you, my love. I always knew my career would end with me wandering around the Rainbow Room.
This is really awkward. This is really awkward.
What an exciting night!
I love them too, but like, I don't know.
The big blockbuster movies that came out of this year are nominated. Parts of a Lady, Irish Goodnight, Mauricio Dell, Day Planner, Gronk, Allie G Goes to Chicago. And we'll be honoring all the fantastic TV shows you binge watched this year. The American Office, Old Columbus, very one-sided news programs, the Zoom town halls about your school staying closed.
Yeah.
And of course, the Cranberry Juice Skateboard Guy is going to skateboard all the nominated songs tonight. How exciting!
So there's people there. It's like 50 to 100 people in the room. It's kind of weird.
On both coasts is made up of smoking hot first responders and essential workers.
So are any of the nominees in the building, or is it just all the presenters that are there? I don't know.
So that the celebrities can stay safely at home. Yes, thank you so much. Now, we know that you've seen a lot of crazy stuff at your job this year, but you have not seen the kind of stuff that we've seen at previous Golden Globes. This front table right here usually houses the biggest stars in the world. It's usually like Meryl Streep just hammered, can't even remember what movie she's there for.
Every year.
When the kids always waving at me like, Amy, I'm like, dude, I'm working.
Man.
Just writing your name all over that tablecloth in pen.
This isn't as terrible as I kind of expected it to start off.
Just touching people's feet. The point
It's pre-recorded, so it's obviously, you know,
those bitches are messy. Yeah, they're messy.
they probably did a ton of takes for this.
Aren't usually here.
So is every single category pre-recorded?
The Golden Globes are awards given out by the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. The Hollywood Foreign Press Association is made up of around 90 international no-black journalists who attend movie junkets each year in search of a better life. We say around 90 because a couple of them might be ghosts.
And a lot of them are paid off because there's no way you're going to tell me music and the prom should be getting any nominations, period. But, you know, we're all rooting for James Corden today. James Corden's going to win Best Actor. I cannot wait for that moment. That's going to be the best speech in the history of the Golden Globes.
Which nominees count as movies and which are considered TV. Now, TV is the one that I watch 5 hours straight, but a movie is the one that I don't turn on because it's 2 hours. I don't want to be in front of my TV for 2 hours. I want to be in front of the TV for 1 hour 5 times. I think the rule is if their fake teeth look real, that's a movie. And if their real teeth look fake, that's TV. If the British actors are playing British people, it's TV. If they're playing Americans, it's a movie. If you're like, Mario Lopez is surprisingly good at this.
Oh my God, the Mario Lopez Lifetime movie. Oh my God. I didn't see it initially, but my friend showed it to me like one day. It's hilarious. It's the most ridiculous shit ever.
But on TV, it's called 90 Day Fiancé. And if
Who really watches that show? Honestly, 90 Day Fiancé.
It's called the Clue. And there are at least 4 of them nominated tonight. So, congratulations to all the Clues. So, let's see what these European girls nominated this year. Nomadland is a movie where Frances McDormand plays a lady who travels across the desert in a van and poops in a bucket. And my kids were like, could we do that for spring break? Could we do anything? Mank is short for Mankiewicz, the name of the screenwriter of Citizen Kane.
Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Nomadland, but I wouldn't be mad if it won Best Picture today. Like, I think anything kind of besides Promising Young Woman would be kind of a boring choice, if that makes any sense. Because Trial 7 is by far the most boring choice, even though out of everything, I kind of like it like third or something like that. I like the movie a lot more than some people, but it's a pretty boring choice.
Of all the Trial Chicago movies, but it's still not as good as Police Academy 7, Mission to Moscow. Who's with me? The thing I love about Aaron Sorkin's writing is you can have 7 men talking, but it feels like 100 men talking. The Undoing was a sexy and dramatic mystery where Nicole Kidman's coach is suspected of murdering her wig. Soul is a beautiful Pixar animated movie.
Oh, they're talking about The Undoing, right? I was lost for a second.
The HFPA really responded to this movie because they do have 5 cast members. Normal People is an emotional show about 2 young lovers in Ireland. And
I forgot Normal People was nominated. I feel like I just mentioned that. I don't know. I never got into Normal People. I watched the first 3 episodes. It wasn't bad, but I just never continued it. It was one of those shows. And I love coming-of-age films. I love coming-of-age movies and TV shows, the crappy ones, the great ones. I love them all. But I don't know.
Speaking of One Night Miami, there are 3 directors nominated tonight, Regina.
If Leslie Odom Jr. won, which I don't see happening at all, I might go crazy because I love him. He's amazing.
Emily in Paris is nominated for Best TV Series, Musical, or Comedy, and I for one can't wait to find out which it is. French Exit is what I did after watching the first episode of Emily in Paris. Maria Bakalova from Borat is a nominee tonight, which is huge for the Bulgarian community. Jim Parsons and Kelly Kuroko.
Do y'all think that she's gonna get nominated at the Oscars, Maria Bakalova? If she wins today, I think that there's a greater chance she does. But if she loses, she has no chance of getting nominated.
International film for movie. I don't want to get into it, guys, but it's real problematic. And Twitter is saying it's the most offensive casting since Kate Hudson was the Weight Watchers spokesperson. Oh, you know, this is probably something we should have told you guys earlier. Everybody is understandably upset at the HFPA and their choices. Look, a lot of trashy garbage got nominated, but that happens, okay? That's like their thing.
Yeah.
But a number of black actors and black-led projects were overlooked. Look, we all know
Judas, Malcolm and Marie, if you really want to count that as a black project.
invented by big red carpets.
But Judas, like Daniel Kaluuya got nominated, right? There's no excuse for that movie to not get a Best Picture nomination or a screenplay nomination or something besides song and supporting actor. It's ridiculous.
Maybe you guys didn't get the memo because your workplace is the back booth of a French McDonald's, but you gotta change that. So here's to change that. Yes, I'm looking forward to that change. We do have some good news. We are raising money tonight. Together, the HFPA, MIC, and NBC are donating $2 million to Feeding America's COVID-19 response. And that is awesome. Yes. Here we go, guys. Are you ready? Yes! Today we will get the chance to see our beautiful first presenter like a child's skeleton pajamas. She simply glows. Last year's Golden Globe winner, Ms. Laura Dern.
Hey, Laura, let's go. How can you not love Laura Dern? She's fantastic in everything. Like, fantastic in everything.
Good evening. Sending you all my love and gratitude. And it is an honor to be here and present the first award of the night.
What category is this?
The nominees for Best Supporting Actor.
Okay, let's get this Daniel Kaluuya W in the way. Let's go. I keep forgetting that Sacha Baron Cohen's with Elsa Fisher. I love her too. She's great.
Bill Murray on the Rocks. Leslie Odom Jr.
Really, Jared Leto.
And the Golden Globe goes to Daniel Kaluuya.
Hey, W, let's go. Bro, straight up, Daniel Kaluuya is the best actor in Hollywood. I'm gonna say that and firmly believe that he is the best actor in Hollywood. He has ridiculous range. I cannot wait to see everything this man does. He's the best. He's really the best actor in Hollywood today. Really? The first award? They fucked up the first award. They messed up the first award of the night.
Congratulations to Daniel on his Golden Globe win.
Oh my god. He doesn't even get this. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, thank you. Oh my god. They fucked up the first award of the night.
It's accolade. That's for my mom, my sister, my niece, love, my friends, back home, long time, what's happening? Yo, I used to listen to a song. I used to listen to it before every speech. So I'd like to thank CBiz for making the game is mine. I'd like to thank, it takes a village to raise a film. So I'd like to thank our leader, our general, Shaki King, for your vision and for your collaboration. I'd like to thank Ryan and Zinzi Kugler and Seth, everyone at Proximity, Charles King, everyone at Macdo, like the Luna Brothers. I'd like to thank the incredible cast, and the Keith Stanfield, I stand with you, my bro. Dominic Fishback, you're a light. All the crew.
She was fantastic, Dominic Fishback. Fantastic in that movie. Straight up. No bullshit.
Junior and Malakua for partnering up with us and sharing their story with us. And man, this took it out of me. I gave everything. Like the great Nipsey Hussle says, we're here to give to we're empty. And I gave everything. And I couldn't give it to a more noble man. That's Chairman Fred Hampton. And I hope generations after this can see how brilliant he thought, how brilliantly he spoke, and how brilliantly he loved. And he taught me about myself, made me grow as a man. And I appreciate it with all my heart. And I hope people, there's a lot of information about how he died, but I hope people out there will grow and learn about how incredibly he lived. Thank you so much for this honor. And thank you everyone out there.
Fuck the Golden Globes. Fuck the Golden Globes for not giving this movie any more recognition than it got. It deserved everything. It really did. Like Judas, man, that last 20, 30, like the last 15, 20 minutes of that movie really tore me apart. And all those movies kind of do that to me, but that movie specifically did that to me. And that's something that I cannot take away. That movie was amazing. It was an amazing movie. It's my favorite movie of the year so far in 2021. And is that Angela Bassett? My God, bro. She's 60 years old. God damn it. Bro, still it ain't ever lost her groove. Her groove.
In addition, everyone on stage and in our audience, both in LA and New York, have all been tested and are following strict CDC COVID health and safety protocols. And now it's time for our next award. Here are the nominees for Best Performance by an Actor in a Television Supporting Role.
Is this the category where Nicholas Holton? Oh yeah, I'm rooting for John Boyega in this category. I'm rooting for him. I loved him in Red, White, and Blue. Fantastic in that. Or Dan Levy, one or the other. I'm good either way. How's Hollywood? I don't know. I have not seen that. Yes! Let's go! Bro, I actually did not expect that. I did not expect that. I thought Dan Levy was going to win. Oh, shit. Yo. Holy shit. Holy shit. Man's rocking the Balenciagas, bro. Come on, bro. Ooh. Wait. Oh, okay. The father.
We see him trying to make sense of his ever-changing circumstances while beginning to doubt his loved ones, his own mind, and ultimately the very fabric of his reality. With 4 Golden Globe nominations, this is The Father.
See the situation you're facing. My daughter is a gift to me that I don't know. I'm so sorry. Everything is fine.
This is me. Oh,
I don't know what she's talking about. She's talking something.
She's talking about that.
I really want to watch this movie, man. I really want to watch this movie.
This program is brought to you by Leo Harrison Rollins, the number one sale brand in Canada.
it's being all good because
Because
you really understand the families.
Alright, so I'll be right back. Check. I'm gonna go get a drink. You guys are not even here.
The following 15 seconds can
Hey, what's up? Free than a Costco sample. What's up? How you doing, buddy? I cannot wait for coming. Well, you guys are not seeing the trailer because you're probably watching it on NBC, but I can't wait for Coming to America too. It's my favorite comedy of all time, and yeah, I don't see this movie being bad. I love Dolomite Is My Name. Craig Burrow, just in general, he's made films that I really like. I don't see it. I don't see it being bad at all. So I like that's 2 for 2 for me. That's 2 for 2 for me right now. Like I already got Daniel Kaluuya. That's who I wanted to win. That's who ended up winning. I wanted John Boyega or Dan Levy to win. I got John Boyega. It's a W. It's a W. It's a W off the bat, man. So 2 for 2 so far. I cannot wait to see what happens next. Maybe this award show goes my way. Maybe Promising a Woman ends up winning Best Picture now. Let's go. Let's do this. Wondering what I'm drinking? Drinking Moosehead. It's a Canadian beer. I was gonna drink something else like a German beer, but just decided on that. And maybe we'll get some actual alcohol in here to have a little bit more fun. Maybe some liquor, maybe some wine, something to get kind of litty. Do our thing. Okay, so I wonder what the next category is going to be. It's typically supporting actor. That's like the first category of the show these days. I remember when Sam Rockwell won, he was the first award, and then Brad Pitt last year was the first award. So it's typical that that's the first category. And then I think that they go more into the technical categories, like, score and production design and stuff like that. I think that's typically what's next. And then the foreign films, but it's the Golden Globe, so they're probably going to do a ton of TV awards now. That's probably where they're going to go from here.
Exclusive Golden Globes coverage only on VTalk, Monday at 7 on CTV. This is it. This is it. I love my life. Into the hysterical thing. When I do the countdowns,
Bro. Honestly, when it came to John Boyega, I was legitimately just happy that he got nominated. I didn't think he was going to get any recognition because I didn't expect small acts to get that much recognition. Honestly. But especially acting-wise, But yeah, so well deserving. It's his best performance of his career, by the way. I know a lot of people just know him for Star Wars. Watch Red, White, and Blue on Amazon Prime. Just fantastic. Watch the entire Small Axe series. There's a couple that are like kind of mediocre, but most of them are really good. You got Mangrove that's really good. Red, White, and Blue is really good. There was another one that was really good. Let me go check my letterbox. What was the other one that was really good? Lovers Rock. Lovers Rock was fantastic, and I loved it. I loved Lovers Rock a lot more after the fact because it really kind of meant something to me, especially in this pandemic. The party scene. It was just beautiful to see. I always forget this guy's name. Or do I? This is not who I'm thinking of.
This code will appear at other times throughout this evening, so thank you if you wish to go. And now, here are the nominees for Best Performance by Actress in a Television Series, Musical, or Comedy.
Who's going to get it?
Lily Collins, Emily in Paris.
Catherine O'Hara?
Kaylee Cuoco, The Flight Attendant.
Is she actually good in that show, The Flight Attendant, Kaylee Cuoco? Elle Fanning was great. She was great in The Great. No pun intended.
Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist.
I've never heard of that show. Hey, Catherine O'Hara. She's gonna win this, right?
And the Golden Globe goes to Catherine O'Hara.
Clearly. They're sweeping, bro. They're sweeping again. Schitt's Creek is sweeping again. They're about to do it 2 times now. This shit's gonna be crazy, man. Well, obviously they can't sweep actually because Dan Levy just lost. But besides Dan Levy, they're gonna sweep. Eugene Levy's gonna win. Why am I forgetting Alexis's real name? Why am I blanking on her actual name? Let me look it up. Annie Murphy. She's gonna win. She's gonna win again. By the way, she had a fantastic speech at a great speech and a great moment at the Emmys with Dan Levy. That was just a beautiful moment to see.
Netflix. Well, leave us off in your place, Netflix, but the show around the world. Very happy that I'm in lockdown. Martha coming to New York. I hope you all take these pictures.
That bad. Bro, she was great on that show. Like at times she kind of got a little annoying, but man, she was hilarious on the show overall. Tiffany Haddish. I'm not a fan of her. Not a Tiffany Haddish fan.
Best animated motion picture, or as I call it, why everybody has 5 ninjas. Here are the nominees.
I'm wrong. This is Soul's category, obviously. Like I know the pandemic hit, but still, like they dropped Onward on Disney Plus, and like nobody talked about it. It's one of those dud Disney movies that people don't talk about, like Brave and like The Good Dinosaur. Like nobody talks about those movies. Soul was amazing. It was an amazing animated movie. I've heard really good things about Wolfwalkers. Hey, no surprise. Can you even get hyped when you already know what's gonna come?
Press Association has some pretty cool for this honor. Little did we know they can film about jazz, that jazz would teach us so much about it. Like, we can't always control it.
Have you seen any Damien Chazelle movie, bro? Have you seen Pete Docter? Have you seen any? And I mean any Damien Chazelle movie. Talk about. I never thought we could make a musical, a jazz movie that talks about life. Come on, bro. We've seen like 3 in the last 5 years. 7 years. My bad. But it was a beautiful movie. I loved it. And yeah, was that the first black led animated film? Like at least Pixar animated led film. I believe it was. So, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful to watch. Yeah, I can't think of anything. Off the top of my head, I can't think of another Pixar movie like that.
Thank you.
Weird dress though that Tiffany Haddish is wearing. I don't even know what it is. I can't even describe it. And yeah, I am weirdly one of those people. Oh, wait for this. Man, why is he talking when he should have been nominated? Him and Mark Rylance were my 2 favorite supporting performances from Child Chicago 7, by far. The thing is, with Trial of Chicago 7, I I've been predicting it to win Best Picture since like June or May of last year. It just felt like it made the most sense, especially with everything that was going on over the summer leading up to it, that would be what wins Best Picture. But at the same time, I'm not like I didn't love the movie as much as I wish I did.
Thank you for joining us. Tonight, when we celebrate the work of artists from around the globe,
Germany.
we recognize we have our own work to do. Just like in film and television, black representation is vital. We must have black journalists in our organization.
Bruh. Oh my god.
Gets a seat at our table, and we are going to make that happen.
No, it's like just do it. You don't have to make a whole speech about it. Like, god damn, just hire a black man. Hire me. Hire me, please. Like, you don't have to go on TV and make a whole speech about it. Just do it. What's so difficult about it? You've got 50, you got like what, 50, 80 people or 90 people on your board now? What's so difficult about hiring one? I don't understand it. And why you got to make such a big speech about it? Is it just to stay face so that you don't get canceled or canned? It just kind of just becomes sad, honestly. Whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, man, Black Power, bro. Like, trust me, bro. Like, just, bro, you don't have to make a whole speech about it. Like, Abby, you don't have to make a damn whole speech about this whole thing, you know? Like, you don't. Just hire somebody. You know, I know why they're doing it because, you know, if they don't do it, they're going to continue to get clowned on Twitter. But if they do it, which they did do it, they were going to get clowned either way. But they should have just done it. This shouldn't have been a discussion. It's 2021. How do they not have anybody who's black hired? Like, I don't understand it. And if they don't, who cares? Like, I understand representation, but at the same time, who cares? The Golden Globes have always been a terrible award show anyways. Like, them hiring one black writer or member to the Hollywood Foreign Press isn't going to change how the Golden Globes actually are. They're trash either way, you know? So, it is what it is. But yeah, so Black Lives Matter. That video is still so funny. Here's my homie from New Girl. He's in this BMO commercial here in Canada, bro. Represent. Man, doing laundry be annoying as hell sometimes, man. It really be sometimes. Okay. Let me check what's going on Twitter, though. See what people are talking about. I know I saw some tweets about Catherine O'Hara. The Croods too. Honestly, the only reason I know about that movie is because wasn't that no, it was Trolls 2 that was the first movie that was released to VOD that went against the rules for the theaters. It was Trolls 2, but I don't even know how the hell I know about Croods 2. I think it was like the second one or something like that. It came out in like June. I remember that. I never watched it, but yeah. But yeah, the most hotly contested category tonight to me is still Best Supporting Actress. I don't know who's going to win that category at all. Like, I seriously don't. And I don't know who's going to win at the Oscars. Like, it could really go either way. Like, a couple of weeks ago, I kind of said that about Best Actress, but it was more about, like, the nominations more than who was going to win. Because I felt very confident about Carey Mulligan, but there's, like, no clear front runner in supporting actress at all. Like tonight could give us a better understanding of who's like ahead of everybody else. Like I don't know if Jodie Foster is going to get nominated because I haven't seen that film. But you can assume that the three that are going to be at the top is going to be Glenn Close, Olivia Colman, and Amanda Seyfried, right? I'm assuming that's what everybody would be thinking. And I I said earlier, I think Glenn Close is going to win. And I think that she's just going to get that, award she has deserved for so long finally. So Amanda Seyfried's on TV. Time to shut up.
He races to finish the screenplay for what will arguably become the greatest film of all time, Frozen 2. Nominated for 6 Golden Globes,
So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Mank? I know you, Abby. You haven't seen Mank. It's on Netflix. What are your thoughts on Mank? If anybody is even in this call right now, um, I liked Mank. I wanted to love Mank, but I didn't love Mank. Like Fincher is my favorite director of all time, but it just kind of fell flat in the emotional standpoint from an emotional standpoint, and that's kind of the thing that hooks me to films. It was a great movie from a technical standpoint. It was the cinematography was gorgeous. The production design was insane. It was just incredible from that standpoint. But what's this category?
Jack Lemmon, Al Pacino, Michael Douglas, Christopher Lee. And now, here's nominees for Best Performance by an Actor in a Limited Series, Anthology Series,
What's in this category?
Alan Braxton, Your Honor. Jeff Daniels, The Pony Rule. Hugh Grant, The Undoing. Ethan Hawke, The Good Lord Bird.
I haven't heard anybody talking about the Good Lord Word. Oh, I hope Ruffalo wins. Logically, I think he would be the good choice.
There's two. Mark Ruffalo.
Another one, man. Another one in the bag, bro. What category have I not? We've gotten like what 4 awards right now, and every single one of them has been my choice. Hey, bro, we're going 100% tonight. Everything I want is happening. So Amanda Seyfried, you're gonna win. Let's go.
Thank you, thank you, production team. Thank my family who lets me go off and bring these crazy people home and they have to live with all these years. Thank you guys. I want to thank the crew and craft people who really carried us through this. Derek Cianfrance.
Hi, Abby. If you're still here, what are you doing right now? What you up to?
However it comes, beautiful, ugly, inspiring, sad. I want to thank Wally Land for the beautiful story of these twins. For tracks and hearts and minds, for the story of America, for brokenness and for promise, forgiveness, healing, and integration. At 54 years, it is my humble belief that Lord, give us all this sadness and loss that we all live through. Me is our common humanity. What connects us is greater than
You know who else was fantastic in this show? Catherine Hahn. Everybody's talking about her right now because of WandaVision, but she was fantastic in that show. And her first like real drama supporting role ever. Just terrific. We got to give her all the credit in the world for that show. Just terrific. And if anybody has not seen that, I highly recommend you watch. I know this much is true. It's a Derek C. France movies, and it's a Derek C. France miniseries. And if you guys know Derek C. France, you're talking about Blue Valentine, talking about Place Beyond the Pines. He barely makes things, and this was what he made after like 4, 5, 6 years. So definitely check it out. It's a really good miniseries. Really depressing though. Really depressing. All right, let's turn the lights off. No, bro, that dress is just.
Whether their stories come from their imagination or from real life events, these brilliant writers can do it all. Here are the nominees for Best Screenplay Motion Picture.
Oh shit! Here we go. Am I about to? I think my undefeated streak's about to end right here because I want Emerald Fennell to win. I really do. I think it's over now. No, it's not gonna hold. It's over. It's over for me. Aaron Sorkins. 4 for 5. We're getting there. Hey, what's up, Brandon? What's up? And what's up, Kyle? Aaron Sorkins, bro. He deserves it, I guess. But yeah, I want Emerald Fennell to win though. Sucks.
Wants to be a filmmaker, and I'm never going to forgive you for that. I want to thank my assistant, Lauren Long, 22 years. That's a great book back there. First AD, legendary Joe Reedy, our production designer, Shane Valentino, our costume designer, Susan.
It feels like every year that Aaron Sorkins makes any movie, he's pretty much a lock to win screenplay. It's not even a conversation, but at least Emerald Fennell got a nomination at the very least, right? And she's going to get a director nomination. So at least she's getting the recognition she deserves, at the very least. And Chloe Zhao is going to win Best Director. That's not even a conversation at all.
Netflix saved our lives, and they put us with the team of very talented people who love movies. One last thing, while we were shooting, every night after
Aaron Sorkin's got all the exposition and dialogue in the world. Yep. In the first 10 minutes of any Aaron Sorkins movie, you probably hear the entirety of most movies. At least 60 minutes of a movie is worth in 10 minutes of an Aaron Sorkins movie. His dialogue is ridiculous. The talkovers, all that type of stuff.
Democracy is not something you believe in or post on your phone, but it's something you do. You participate. If you stop doing it, democracy crumbles. I don't need any more evidence than what happened on January 6th to agree with this. Thank you very, very much.
Oh, is he talking about the Capitol thing? I just heard January 6th. I think that was the day.
Something we all enjoy about the Golden Globes is that you're usually guaranteed at least one truly messy speech. Except for speeches that just go
I'm not gonna lie, Amy Poehler looks really good today. She does.
to make that happen for you. So it's also how we get the show to be 3 hours long. So here's
And Tina Fey.
the award for least original song in a telefilm, dramedy, or comedy. The winner is Beverly Jackson and Francois Jean Ruby.
Keenan. Keenan and Maya Rudolph. God damn, by the way, isn't this in the LA? At least where they are? Damn, Keenan. Keenan getting the Amy Poehler action. God damn.
Alright, there was so with me. I was walking after girl before I came here. This is so perfect. The beach is gonna be so weird. Oh, 3 shoes. 3 shoes. I'm sorry. We're so blessed to have several songs to listen to. We wrote the theme for the clown. The crown, you know it. That version is used exclusively in It's Germany. Wait for one of our favorite theme song creations. The seven of us making friends when we were different, but we all talk the same. Aaron Sorkin's Trial of the Chicago Seven. I love you, Miss Aaron Sorkin. But this man right here, my partner in work and Java, Mr. Francois J. Ruby. Oh, this man. You are taking so much time with him. You're taking so much time with this man.
Can somebody play the music, please? Or, by the way, this is getting more time than Daniel Kaluuya's speech, by the way. I want to point that out.
Thank you very much. And the gentle motion of the love. Wait, are you guys siblings or mommy and daddy? I'll see you tonight when I get home because I live with you. You have anything you want to add, baby?
J'étais dans le zéro, c'est pas le sport.
He would like to do.
Non, il t'a fait bien que c'est là. Ah, oui, t'as fait bien. Non, non, c'est bien.
I wish Keenan was actually talking French.
Oui. Répétez pas.
Way. Did the man just say way instead of we? I really hope this Keenan show is going well because I don't want to see any more of that. I saw the first episode of that show. It's okay. It has room to improve, but the first episode was kind of okay. It was average. I know that I think that there's a second episode out. I don't know if there is, but I might check that out after the stream. I've always been a big Keenan fan, you know. Welcome to Good Burger, home to Good Burger. Can I take your order? And of course, Keenan Kel, you know what I'm saying? Keenan Kel, obviously, and all that. Is that? Did they release the second? Yeah, they already released the second episode. And then the third episode's coming out next week on Tuesday. Okay. I'll catch up tonight after I find it. Oh yeah, so we were just on the Fincher thing, right? I just saw somebody tweeting about it. Do you guys think that they should make the Social Network sequel? Because there's been a lot of talk over the last, I want to say, year or two, that there's like a potential Social Network 2 on the rise, and I'm assuming that it would revolve around the whole trial that happened a couple years ago about, you know, Facebook users' privacy. Would you guys be down to go see another Social Network movie? And also, since Aaron Sorkin is doing more directing, do you guys really think that he will actually do the screenplay for this? Because he wouldn't be directing it. It would be Fincher directing it, right? So would he be able to just take the screenplay credit? And if he doesn't, are you guys willing to watch it? Because if it's not Sorkin writing the film, I'm probably not going to watch the movie. I will watch it because it's David Fincher, but I'm not going to look forward to it. Social Network, it kind of gets... I'll say this about Social Network. It's a fantastic movie. Like, technically, it is truly flawless. It is truly one of the few flawless films in history, I'd say, at least in David Fincher's catalog. It truly is fantastic. I don't love it as much as everybody else, so I can slightly classify it as a little bit overrated. But I really enjoy it. It's a very good movie. And the thing that really sticks to me about The Social Network is that score. That score is so beautiful. And I rewatched it about a year ago, I think it was, and oh my god, that score just It's beautiful, man. It's just beautiful. That whole thing went on a little too long though with Keenan and Maya Rudolph. But I wonder what the next category is going to be. I'm going to guess that the next category is going to be I think they're just going to bowl through all the acting TV categories. That's my guess. They're just going to bowl through all those categories. Oh, what's up, Intercut? Is it Zach or is it Arturo? How you guys doing? Um, I'm really liking the I'm really I've liked who's won so far. I'm okay with Aaron Sorkin winning. Um, and yeah, I liked the prior winners. I'm a big fan, obviously, of John Boyega winning. That's personally so far my favorite win. Like I kind of went a little crazy about him winning. I know that you guys. What's up, Zach? And yeah, I know that you and Arturo were really big on red, white, and blue, and I really loved it. I really loved it, and I thought that he deserved it, and I'm happy he won. I was happy about Catherine O'Hara winning because I'm a fan of Schitt's Creek, and of course Daniel Kaluuya. I think Daniel Kaluuya has been safe to win for a while, and I'm happy about him winning. And yeah, overall, it's been decent. The production's kind of been all over the place a little bit for me, um, but they're doing the best that they can. Honestly, you can't really fault them entirely for the way this show is going to be handled because there is no way they were going to fly everybody out to LA and do everything like they traditionally do, especially in LA with all the protocols and all the um and how everything is down there. But it's been good for what it is. I'm hoping that Promising Young Woman wins Best Picture. That's my personal pick right now. I really hope that wins. And yeah, but it's good to see you, Zach. Good to see you. I'm still watching the Enerca podcast every week. I really am. I really love it. I know you guys just did all your Sundance videos, and then you guys did a couple of like podcasts on like the foreign films that you guys are really liking for the Oscars, and I've been watching every week. Yeah, I agree with you on that. It's similar. It's pretty much the exact same thing they did with the Emmys, but the thing that they did that's different from the Emmys is they actually do have some people here in attendance, which is it's a little bit it's a little better, you know. It's a little better, yeah, for sure. Like everybody, like all my friends that are watching this video, check out the Interco podcast. It's a great podcast. I love watching. I love listening to it every week. Every week, Arturo, Amanda the Jedi sometimes is on. She's big on YouTube, and of course Zach, you know, who's who I'm really cool with. Definitely check them out. Love their podcast, and yeah, they're making the best of what they've got, and I like the home environment. I really the best speech of the night for me is Catherine O'Hara's one. I liked how they kind of just gagged at the whole idea, and they had the whole phone thing, which was kind of funny. I don't know who's this now.
They inspire us to become storytellers and to bring attention to communities close to our hearts. Like our Targetons, Happy Lord, and Big Brothers and Big Sisters of America.
We bring the first opportunity to make a difference to those in need.
Can't have any problems with that, obviously.
With both for tonight's special honorees. The first one, born in the year, is admired by anyone who directs and produces TV. Before Norman, no one dared let sitcoms tackle controversial topics. He pushed every boundary in sight and wasn't afraid to reflect the issues of the day. And in doing so, he paved the way for all of us who followed.
Oh, All in the Family. I forgot what show that was. I never really got into All in the Families. Even obviously, I was not born in 1974, but I still watched a ton of 60s and 70s sitcoms. But never got into All in the Family. I saw a couple episodes on like TV Land here and there, but never really watched the entirety of that show.
He was partly right about this big yard. When the bunker, we do not like to be called PRs. We are many things equal to you. They will admit it. You ain't equal to him. On subjects like football and television. You can use that child as a punching bag. Why don't you always listen? Just tell me one thing. I'm doing the right thing. Not having to pay.
Hey Zach, if you're still here, who do you think's gonna win Best Picture tonight? And do you have like a pick for the Oscars on who you think's gonna win? Because I think the safe bet is Trial Chicago 7. I think that's a safe bet to just throw out there. My personal hope is that Promising a Woman wins, and I think it has a chance. I really think that Promising a Woman has like a legit chance to win Best Picture.
Changing television, you changed the narrative. You got one in this building, and you got one in this building too. Yes, that's right. Well, I said we over 10, and nobody told me. We have 6 Emmy Awards, 2 Peabody Awards, the National Award of Arts and Humanities, the Changing the Face of American Entertainment, and the Kennedy Center Honors. At 90 years, he's still making television and still making trouble. Masturbation is a healthy, normal one. It wasn't me, it was her. The most influential, revolutionary, and progressive producer in TV history.
Yeah, like Nomadland's currently the betting favorite, and I just I think it can win tonight. I just don't know about the Oscars. I think it could be like another 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri situation. Like obviously it's kind of funny since it's Frances McDormand again, but I think it's going to be similar to that where it wins at the Golden Globes and it wins at a couple of these smaller award shows. But when it comes to the Oscars, it just kind of misses out to something different, and that different could be Promising a Woman. And when it came to three billboards, it was Shape of Water. So but I could totally see Nomadland winning, especially since Chloe Zhao is going to win director.
I could not feel more less. I am convinced that laughter adds time to one's life, and nobody has made me more fonder. Nobody I owe more time to than Calvin and the prudence that had to realize.
Yeah, I agree. I could definitely see that happening. It came off strong off the award season, and I believe it was at pretty much most festivals past. I believe it was Venice. I think that it premiered at Venice, if I'm correct. You might be able to correct me on that, but yeah, it might have peaked early. But the positive thing for Nomadland is that it's getting this later release, so a lot of people are seeing it a lot later, which means it's going to be more fresh on their minds. So it isn't going to be one of those movies that like sits on like their dining room table since like October, like a Trial Chicago 7. Maybe that actually helps them that they kept pushing the release date back. But I agree with there's that possibility for sure because it got a lot of buzz out the gate.
Jerry Pareto, God bless him, Monty Powell. All of whom, among others, were major parts of the life and career that brought me to this very moment.
But Promising a Woman, that's one for sure. That's gonna be very interesting to see how it does. I think what's possible and what's going to be really crazy heading into like the nominations for the Oscars, which I think the nominations are coming out in the next couple of weeks. I think it is. I don't know if it's coming out next week or like. Let me check. Nomination date. The Oscar nomination date. March 15th. So I think the interesting thing that could happen with Promising a Woman would be a potential Joker situation where it just gets a lot more nominations than a lot of people expect. I don't know where the categories would come from. I guess like, yeah, it's March 15th. Like, I think it possibly. I think it could get costume design. I think it might get production design, screenplay, actress, screenplay. I always get screenplay. Director, picture. So that's 6 nominations, which I think is the same that Parasite got last year. I don't know where else it would get the nominations. Maybe I don't know. Maybe original song. That might be a little bit of a stretch. I don't know which song you would use for that, because there's a lot of mixed songs that they do, and I really do like the soundtrack to it. I don't know about score. I don't think it's gonna get score because I think score is kind of set what's gonna be nominated. Minari, what else is gonna get nominated for score? I think Minari should win. Maybe Tenet's gonna get nominated. Soul, Mank, the typicals. But yeah, maybe they get like 8 nominations potentially. You know, Tenet for score. That I love the Tenet score. Like I said earlier, it's a little overbearing the score for Tenet, but it's the one I've constantly gone back to. And I'm pretty sure I know you're really into scores too, and I'm pretty sure you're the same way where you just constantly have gone back to that score. I don't know, like it's one of those scores. Whenever I hear just the beginning of it, I know exactly what it is, and there isn't not many scores like that that came out this year. So I want either Tenet or Minari to win best score personally. That'd be terrific. And a category I'm not too sure about is because I don't really pay too much attention to this category is best short film. Like, is there a short film this year that like has is really sticking out to people, or is it just something that's going to pop up very soon? Yeah. I saw your playlist on you tweeted out your playlist on Twitter. I saw it. It was a really good playlist. I actually listened to it. Um, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it just I think that it's not just been like a score that you kind of hear everywhere, but it's also a score that like I see a lot of YouTubers use. So it's one of those scores that's kind of just stuck in your head at this point, and it's not stuck in your head in a bad way. It's a very good score, and it's different. It's a different score. It stands out among the other ones for sure, and it's a much different Nolan score because it's not Hans Zimmer's this time, and it's really good. I love the score. It's truly fantastic what they did with that, honestly. And of course, a lot of people have issues with the sound mixing of that movie, but um, and I understand that it overbears the dialogue sometimes, obviously in the movie, especially if you're not seeing it in IMAX. But it's just on its own, it's just a beautiful score. It's a fantastic score. It really is. But yeah, do you have any thoughts on best supporting actress, Zach? because that's the category I've been talking about all night. Just because I don't have a clear picture on it. Um, I'm personally thinking Glenn Close wins here and the Oscars. Even though I don't think she is even the best performance in the category, I have not seen that Jodie Foster movie that she got nominated for. I've still not seen News of the World, but I don't know. I feel like they're just finally going to give it to her. I don't see them giving it to Olivia Colman over Glenn Close twice at the Oscars. I don't see that happening. I feel like that's just kind of pushing it too much because Olivia Colman was such a big underdog that first time, when it was Best Actress in 2018, and I don't see them doing it again. And Amanda Seyfried was my favorite from the beginning of this whole entire run. She's obviously the best person. Um, because then Arturo saw it at Sundance, right? Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard she's the best in the category for sure too. Um, so is it like that? Is it good enough to the point that they're gonna give it to her twice? That's I think that's the question. Like I've also heard that Anthony Hopkins is the best performance in is like the best actor performance from The Father for the entirety of the year. But obviously, Chadwick Boseman is more than likely going to end up winning the category, and deservingly so. He was fantastic in Ma Rainey's, and I still need to see The Father too. I've been trying to find that movie everywhere. I've been waiting for it to come out. Apparently, it's coming out next month. It was supposed to come out like by now. It was supposed to come out like last month, I think it was, and then they just kept pushing it back. And the limited release window. I know you're in New York, so you're going to get to see it a little earlier than me. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I It's so annoying. Yeah, I've been waiting. Like I wish I saw it at TIFF. That was my thing. Like I had it on my TIFF list, and I could have bought the ticket. I could have gone to go see it. But I had it was like a screening conflict. I believe it was with like One Night in Miami, where I wanted to see One Night in Miami, and it was the only screening for The Father, and I couldn't see it. Um, and then I just kept hearing about how amazing the movie was beyond just Anthony Hopkins' performance and then Olivia Colman's performance. And it's frustrating, these release dates. Because it's not like a Bad Education where it's like it's set in April and we know it's coming out in April. And even though we got to wait all this time, we know it's going to come out. Like this is an Oscar movie. We should all be able to see it by now. But, that's how studios are. I forgot what studio has The Father. The studio has The Father. It's Lionsgate. Lionsgate and Sony Pictures. Frustrating. I probably need to give Nomadland a rewatch, honestly. Because I did like it, but I didn't love it as much as a lot of people. I know some people felt it kind of the same way, where like they appreciated it more than they loved it. Um, I don't want to put it in the same category, but like I felt kind of the same about Roma, where I was like just in love with the direction of Alfonso, and I just loved Chloe's direction in this film, and I loved the performances in Roma, and I loved the performance of Frances McDormand, but I didn't really love it as much as some people. I forgot about her. I forgot about her. I hope she gets nominated. I really do. She was great in Minari. Um, she was great in Minari. I think she gets nominated. Honestly, I really do, because they've not been afraid to nominate foreign actors in prior years. You had, like I said, with Roma, you had two acting nominations from Roma. You had, what was it, Best Actress and Best Supporting Actress that year. I really would not be surprised if they did that. But the thing with Glenn Close, it feels like the Oscars always gives the award to the wrong movie for the actor or the actress. You had DiCaprio, you had a lot of people did not like The Departed, and they felt like that was the wrong Scorsese movie to win. Oh, Emma Corrin won. I'm actually surprised about that. Wow. I need to start watching The Crown. That's another show I got to get into, Zach. I really do. like I'm pretty late to the game with The Crown, but I've heard it's amazing, and I've heard even this last season was really good. But yeah, back to the supporting actress thing. Yeah, it just it feels like the Oscars typically gives it to the wrong film that the person deserved it, even though that person was nominated for like a prior year. You know, like I mentioned with DiCaprio, he won for The Revenant, and he was good in The Revenant, but he was better in Wolf of Wall Street like 3 years prior. Um, and yeah, it feels like they're just gonna give it to Glenn Close, even though she really doesn't deserve it. Which, hey, at least she finally wins. How many more chances is she gonna get to get nominated and win? So at least she gets her moment at the very least, even if she doesn't entirely deserve it for this movie. And yeah, The Crown. The thing with The Crown was I watched the first episode, and to me, the first episode just kind of felt so long. I watched it like 2, 3 years ago, and I just never got back into it. But like I know so many people that love it, and I've just heard that Claire Foy's fantastic. I've heard Olivia Colman is fantastic in it. Like, and I've heard some things about like where the story goes, and I'm also like in a family that like really love Princess Diana, so I feel like I kind of have to watch it to get more insight on why they love her so much. But yeah, The Crown's on my bucket list for sure. But it's just so popular. Like it feels like every time the new season comes out, it's like number one on Netflix for like a month straight, which that rarely happens these days with everything coming out every week. I need to watch The Life Ahead. I know you guys were talking about The Life Ahead I believe you guys were talking about The Life Ahead a couple days ago. You guys have a new intercut video for it. I need to watch that. Is it The Life Ahead or is it something else I'm thinking of? Is it White Tiger? I think it's White Tiger you guys did a video on. I need to watch that. And so I'm going to watch the movie and then I'm going to watch your video. That's what I typically do.
Letting us be a party to a major, such a beautiful story about people who only see and who see each other and they see each other through life. And that's what inspired this song. So thank you again.
Yeah. I that's the thing. And this is why like when Promising Young Woman got pushed back so far, like I was upset that it got pushed back so far. Because I really wanted to see the movie, and I know you were one of the people that did not see it at Sundance, so you kind of felt the same way. But when it got pushed back so far and it got that Christmas release, I was really happy that it got that Christmas release because it was like, holy shit, Carey Mulligan's actually going to win, Like that's how it felt for me. And that's the bad faith of what happened with The Five Bloods. I feel like if The Five Bloods came out, even where the Black Klansman came out, where Black Klansman came out like end of August, right? And it got that award buzz and it got a ton of nominations. I think The Five Bloods just came out a little too early. It came out in the beginning of June. A lot of people kind of fell off a bit, and then you had this big award rush at the end of the year where you had like how many movies came out towards the end of the year? You had Sound of Metal, you had Mank, you had Promising Young Woman, you had Nomadland, you had all these movies coming out at the same time for a lot of people. And The Five Bloods just kind of fell into the background. And it sucks because out of everything, he truly deserved a nomination. And even Chadwick Boseman, you could even argue, deserved a supporting actor nomination for that movie too. And it sucks that that movie fell by the wayside because of pretty much when it came out. And then also, the divisiveness of the movie at times, for people. I liked The Five Bloods. And I was pulling for Delroy. He was fantastic in that movie. He really was. And you're right, he might win in like 5 years for a more worse performance because he's going to get more roles because of how good he was in The Five Bloods. He will for sure. It's going to be like a supporting. I think it's going to be more of a supporting actor role though that they're going to give it to him for, similar to like Mahershala and everything like that. It's going to suck because he truly deserved it. At least a nomination for this role, even if he did not deserve to win, arguably, because it's a pretty stacked category. And then you also have Riz Ahmed, who's been coming through clutch for the last couple of weeks when it comes to nominations. Because early on in the award season, nobody was talking about Riz Ahmed. Nobody was talking about him. And then Sound of Metal came out, and then just the buzz began, and he's been racking up nominations, like to the point that I have him over Gary Oldman for potential nominations. Like I'm starting to think that there's a chance that Gary Oldman might get snubbed. I don't know how confident I could hold that to, but I kind of feel like Gary Oldman might get snubbed for Best Actor because I could see Tom Hanks potentially slipping in there. I don't know why, because I see it's getting News of the World's getting a ton of nominations, and it seems like a nice movie that the Oscars can just throw in there. And then you have why am I forgetting the other movie that like might get nominated? The Chadwick Boseman. There's one more movie I'm forgetting about. I was talking to a friend about this earlier today or last night. But yeah, and yeah, I really do not. When it comes to the movies before reviews, I never read reviews and I never like look up the scores or anything like that for movies. Like as little information as I can get about a movie before I go into it, the happier I am. And sometimes when it comes to that, there's a little bit of a con to that because I kind of fall into the trap of not even reading the plot for movies. So I kind of go in completely blind for the first like 15 minutes instead of focusing on the movie. I'm just trying to figure out what the heck the story's about, which that kind of hurts. But trying to find the person I said, but yeah, I really do my best to not read any reviews because it kind of hurts your experience because you're kind of like when you're reading a review for a movie before you're watching a movie, you're going into the movie just expecting to find the negatives and the positives from the movie, so you can't really create your own perception on it. And you can't really your thoughts are kind of clouded, and that's my biggest issue with that. And that's why I love going to film festivals because there's a lot of movies that have no reviews and no talks, and sometimes you're going to the world premiere, so you're kind of just the first person to see it, so you're the first person to have an opinion on this movie, so that's why festivals are just so great. On top of the communal experience, I cannot wait to finally go back to festivals, honestly, and I gotta finally go to Sundance eventually. I really got to. I know it's expensive. I know Sundance is really, really expensive, but I really do want to go. Oh, Stephen Yeun from Minari. That's the other person I think is going to get nominated. I think he's fourth on my list. So I have Chadwick Boseman number one, Anthony Hopkins number two, Riz Ahmed number three, Stephen Yeun for Minari at number four, and then maybe Gary Oldman. Maybe like he's on the outskirts. Which I would not have thought at all coming into award season at all that Mank and Gary Oldman of all people would be on the outside of the competition. But I don't know. I don't feel like a lot of people loved Mank. I don't think a lot of people felt Mank. Um, and yeah, I feel like a lot more people are finding enjoyment from News of the World, even if they're not loving it. So maybe they just throw Tom Hanks a nomination because also he's been in the news a lot recently. So a lot of people have been talking about Tom Hanks. So maybe that's another thing. Yeah, I definitely will. Like for sure. Like if I ever go to Sundance, I will definitely contact you guys because I know you're always there, and that'd be cool to meet up again. If you guys ever come up to Toronto for TIFF again, which hopefully we're back to the way it was, before, the end. Hopefully we're at that point. I highly doubt it this year. I think that 2022 is more likely for TIFF to go entirely back to the way it was, but yeah, whenever you guys come up to Toronto or whenever I come down, like if I ever go to like the New York Film Festival or Sundance or any of these festivals, I'll definitely contact you guys for sure so we can meet up. That'd be dope. Yeah, I've always heard that Sundance is the best film festival, just from the overall experience because because I've always heard about like the gym auditorium experiences and how it truly feels like you're kind of experiencing something new. Like I've heard also that like a lot of times you guys don't even know the film you're watching. You're just kind of going in blind, which I think that's also a very cool experience to do that. And look how many amazing films that come through Sundance. Obviously, Whiplash. Everybody's favorite movie for Best Picture, musical, or comedy. Music. This movie has been getting buried by everybody. I think it has a 1 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I haven't seen anybody give it more than a 1 out of 5. I don't understand the nomination. Obviously, it's the Golden Globes, so they that's how they are. But that the prom. Waves. I'm still thinking about Waves. God, I still love Waves. I've watched Waves now, Zach, like 4+ times. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, honestly, at this point. It hits me differently every time I take something new from it, and I love that thing just as much as the last thing I took away. It's one of those movies I can't even explain how much I love it. Rami. Oh, what is Ted Lasso even about? Oh, it actually has some good reviews. I've never watched Ted Lasso. I guess I gotta watch it now. It's a comedy, so why not? But I was a big fan of obviously I was a big fan of The Great. I really liked what I was on Stars. Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime here in Canada. Waves. God, I love it. I love that movie so much. Um, and the funny thing is, they always whenever I'm watching anything on Amazon Prime, they have the commercials before you click anything, and I always um, I always see it. And then every time I see it, no matter how many times I've watched the movie, I'm just like I gotta watch the movie again, and then I end up watching it again, and it's one of those movies I'll just never get sick of. I really will. I'll never get sick of it. And I don't know. I really liked Nicholas Holt from The Great. Oh, okay. Yeah, like the thing I guess with Ted Lasso is I have Apple TV because I have it connected with my phone plan, and I have it for they just extended it right till July. But I just don't really watch anything on Apple TV outside of Servants. So I've just kind of had trouble getting on that. But I guess I will check it out since you're recommending it now. Um, and yeah, I like soccer to a certain degree. I watch soccer casually, a lot less than I do like basketball and football, like Um, but yeah, I'll get on Ted Lasso. I'm pretty sure it's like 30 minutes or an episode. I'm assuming since it's a comedy, I can maybe start watching that like tomorrow. Oh, Schitt's Creek won best. This is not a surprise, honestly. I said earlier I thought I was gonna sweep.
places we never thought possible, and we're so grateful to all of you for it. Thank you to the CBC and Pop TV.
Yeah, it's 31 minutes. So I'll watch it. I'll start watching it tomorrow. It's only 10 episodes. It'll be a quick watch. And I like Jason Sudeikis too. I love Schitt's Creek. I love that show. I love that show even more after I watched the show. I don't know, like it's a Canadian show, so I should have watched it earlier than I did. But once I got to like season 3, I started realizing how much I love that show. Like it's good, it's enjoyable in the first couple seasons, but once you like really start to understand the characters and understand their growth and where they come from, and it's one of those sitcoms that were just comedies that just really it got better as it went on. It really did. And all the performances, I love that. I love all the performances from that show. Everybody got better as the show got on too. So I definitely would recommend Schitt's Creek if you guys have not watched it. I know a lot of people have talked about it because it's won all these awards, but I'd recommend it for sure.
It's the cookie monster to the cookie jar. Are you smart? Yes. Are you smart? What is your favorite song? I'm saying you're in the bed.
That Chadwick Boseman. It's just obviously it's heartbreaking when you're thinking about it from like our perspective, following his whole career. And obviously when you're talking about his family, it's heartbreaking. But it's also heartbreaking when you're thinking about these kids. These kids, like I will never forget that whole Black Panther buildup where, oh my God, Black Panther was everywhere. And the biggest thing was it was so big in schools, and I was in school at the time, and I remember going with my entire class to go see Black Panther at the time. And like I had never experienced anything like that. Like the hype for Black Panther was truly special. It was a truly special time, and the impact that movie had for this young generation is pretty much the same way that like I felt about watching Spider-Man for the first time when I was a kid, and like thinking about that from that perspective, it really it breaks my heart thinking about those kids that loved Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther and them hearing what happened to him, and then obviously his family, and it's just every time I think about Chadwick Boseman, I think the most craziest thing that I think about is the fact that he worked so long. Like he never slowed down. He still made Marshall. He made all these Avengers movies. He made Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, all with cancer. Like that is just, and he never complained. He was the sweetest guy. Like you listen to any of his interviews, and he was truly the nicest guy there. There were points where people were making jokes about him being sick and tired of doing the Wakanda Forever thing. And of course, he's doing it all the time, Any normal person would get sick and tired of doing that constantly, but he kept doing it. He never said, I was not going to do this anymore. He kept doing it because he did not want to disappoint anybody. And we don't have people like that all the time. And, God, and the fact that he gave his best performance right at the end of his life, it makes you really think that there was a chance that he knew exactly what was going to happen, and I'm pretty sure he was aware that his time was probably limited, and he put everything into it. He put everything into that performance, and it was just beautiful to watch, and just the passion and the sadness and the pain in some of his speeches in that movie were just, it was just heartbreaking sometimes, and it was just beautiful to experience. And you got to credit him. You got to credit him entirely for what he did in that movie. And just in his entire career, just a fantastic career, a career that will never be forgotten, like never be forgotten. Chadwick Boseman. Just seeing that whole thing with those little girls saying, that's Black Panther. It just triggered an emotion to me. It really did. But yeah. So we are an hour and a half into the show. Now, I believe it's ending at 11. I think it is. I'll give these award shows this credit, by the way, because for years, these award shows would say that they're going to end at 11, and then they would end at like 11:30, They have finally gotten to the point where they've actually tightened it down to the point that it's actually a firm 3 hours a lot of the times. Like, maybe it'll run over like 2 minutes, but not more than like 5. And you got to give these shows credit in that regard. Yeah, he went from biopic indie darling to an icon in 3-4 years. That is like, there are people who become stars really quickly in a snap of a finger, like a Florence Pugh became a star in a snap of a finger, but he became an icon, like a true icon, And not many people on the planet had that ability, especially today with social media and the idea of a celebrity dying down so much over the last 10 years because of social media. Not many people had the ability to make people stop. Like, newer stars had the ability to make a person stop and forget everything. Just a regular person who doesn't even watch movies, who's not even a film buff. Just any random person on the street knows who Chadwick Boseman was. And not many people had that effect. It's incredible. It's incredible what he was able to accomplish in that short amount of time, and it's right at the end. And then, of course, I forgot to mention the Five Bloods. He was fantastic in that too, and he gave his all to that performance as well too, even though he was in that movie for such a limited amount of time. Fantastic performance. I'm not saying that he should have been nominated just because he passed away for that movie as well. He deserved it, period. Just like he deserved the Best Actor nomination, period. Like, it's not because of what happened. It's because he was fantastic. He was truly fantastic, and he was better than pretty much almost anybody in this category, in both of those categories.
It's been a full year since that spoken words, but definitely I saw you spend time to really look into I think fully understand the nature of cryptocurrency.
Finally. Finally. Okay, so why is Ben Stiller here? This is the Kate Hudson category, right? I hate that I just said that. But I think Maria Bakalova is going to win. If Maria Bakalova does not win this category, she is not getting nominated at the Oscars. She's not. But Rosamund Pike could win too. She's been getting a lot of buzz too. Wow. What did I literally just said that. Yeah. And I'm not mad because, first off, I can't judge Maria Bakalova because I have not seen Borat 2. I know a lot of people are going to be mad about it. I know if my friend Kyle's still here, he would be kind of upset about it, but I still have not seen that. I really loved I Care a Lot. I loved her performance in it. Um, and I've heard a lot of people say that they think that she's going to get nominated for best supporting actress or best actress or one or the other. I don't know. Would she be classified as supporting or lead? She's a lead, right? Well, everybody's. Am I completely blank on the? Is Maria Bakalova a lead actress in Borat too? Because when I saw her name, I thought it was supporting actress. Because they say it's best actress, right? And she's not getting in for best actress. She would get in for best supporting actress. But I guess she's classified an actress. That's weird. It's the Golden Globes. They don't make any sense. They really don't. So I didn't even know Margot Robbie was in here. Oh my god. How would I not know she's there? It's a promising young woman.
As she seeks to right the wrongs of the past, a reckoning is coming for everyone. With 4 Golden Globe nominations, this is.
By the way, fuck that one guy who made that article about why Carey Mulligan should not be in Promising Young Woman because of the way she looks, and that Margot Robbie should have been in it instead. I'm not mad either way with either one of them being in the movie, but Carey Mulligan was fantastic. So why the hell are you judging her based on her looks? That's so stupid. That's just fucking ignorant as hell. Like, that article really upset me. That was really pathetic of him. I don't even know if he still got his job, but that's pathetic. But like I said, Promising Young Woman is my favorite movie of the year. It is. I've watched it twice now, and God, I still don't know how to feel about the ending because, like, in a way, I'm still kind of happy about the ending, but at the same time, it's not at all happy. It's a really dark, sad ending. It's really dreadful, and that's what I took away from that first experience. It was just a really sad ending. But that scene, I don't want to spoil the movie, but that scene, towards the end of the movie, the one that held on for so long, it really felt suffocating. Honestly, that scene felt very suffocating, which I don't say that often for movies like that or thrillers, but that scene, the way it was directed by Emerald Fennell and how she just kept the camera going was just that was just hard to watch, honestly.
Wow. Congrats, man. Sure, thanks. A great place. I'm excited, but nowhere near downtown. When I'm dancing, I'm going to be so frustrated. It's easy. And go town. Men don't want to. Nope. Is that
It's time to switch to frustrate. Raise never gone in investor satisfaction by Katie Powell. Learn more at frustrate.com.
Can't believe considerate smells by over 200 acrylic and business associated with types of gas, just and water. Because visual clarity is making yourself at home. Do the clarity and the clarity clear.
The new WW Plus is our most holistic weight loss program with you can choose anyone you have to get with it.
So, what other movies did they have to introduce? So, I'm pretty sure that they introduced every single one of them. They introduced The Father, right? They did talk. I remember them talking about it. I know that they've introduced the rest of them. Did they do best TV series drama? I don't think that they have. I'm pretty sure The Crown's gonna win that category because I think Ozark's gonna win next year. They're gonna give it to Ozark next year, and I would like to see Lovecraft Country win though. That'd be really cool. And of course, a lot of people are gonna want to see The Mandalorian win. Honestly, with 60 people, a part of the Hollywood Foreign Press, look at the nominations today. There's no way that you can't say that The Mandalorian can't win this category, even though it's highly unlikely. Anything is possible at the Golden Globes. That's for sure.
The role is scientists. Virtual espresso, silver new revolution. Innovative technology used preparing your coffee cup has never been so simple. Virtual enough coffee redefined espresso blends. Hard ground food grinding espresso. The very body is high concentration of high
I'll admit something when it comes to these award shows. I typically actually watch the red carpet shows. They're not at all for me, and I usually just have them on in the background because there's nothing going on throughout the day. There's nothing going on throughout the day. But I end up just watching it and having it there, just because I want to see something. I want to see if somebody like Carrie Mulligan popped up on TV, I would turn on the volume and listen to her interview. A lot of people don't admit that, but I do have it on TV. I never really got into Blackish either. I don't know. I watched a couple episodes and it just wasn't entirely for me. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a very popular show. And they've made a ton of sitcom spin-offs of it, so it's got to be somewhat good, right? And it's extremely popular. It's constantly in one of these award shows.
Drawing us in scene after incredible scene. Here are the nominees for Best Performance by an Actor in a Television Series Drama. Jason Bateman, Ozark. Josh O'Connor, The Crown. Paul Lundgren, Better Call Saul. Al Pacino, Hunter.
My God, Al Pacino. I did not even recognize Al Pacino. I had a feeling it was going to be him. I heard a lot of people talking about him winning today, so it made sense. It makes sense. No, it's not. No, it's not. I think Better Call Saul is going to win a ton of ones next year because I believe next season is the last season of Better Call Saul, right? I know it's kind of weird because next year is the last season of Ozark and Better Call Saul, I believe. I know for sure it's Ozark. They were talking about it earlier when I was watching the red carpet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Better Call Saul is the last season, right? Because they're in season 5 right now. Or was this the last season? I don't know. I've heard a lot of people say that this season of Better Call Saul was on par with the last season of Breaking Bad. I gotta get on. I don't know, man. I've been sleeping on a lot of TV shows. There's just so much TV, man. There really is just. We are really in the golden age of television, man. There's so many shows that are amazing that I will never probably watch. And there's so many shows that I will want to watch, but I never have the time to watch because I'm watching something else. It's a crazy time. It's a crazy time for TV, man. All these different platforms and streaming services and these. Still, you have the HBOs, the FXs. You know, when you're talking about like Atlanta and Snowfall and these shows like that, and you have like Showtime, like I said, with Billions, and then you have USA, which is actually releasing good shows now. So it's a crazy time for TV.
It's pretty good. Tracy Morgan being a beautiful soul. That feels like home to me. That makes me feel very at home. Also, if anyone wants to know where they can get Jason Sudeikis' hoodie, go to NBC.com/Globes Fashion. Amazing. Look at the nasty things we love about the Globe. Oh boy, okay. Back in the before times, celebrities would come to award shows like this and leave with a crazy swag bag full of champagne, jewelry, free trips. True story, I have a KitchenAid mixer that I got that says Hollywood on the side with diamonds. It's a bag of solid gold Doritos. This year, the nominees got the swag that everyone wants, access to some free telemedicine. Take a look.
Oh, Dr. Limber, nice to meet you. Thank you for taking the time. How are you? Well, I'm fine now, thank you. But I was having these GI issues for a while, and I do have symptoms. Never do that. Yeah. At first, I thought I had to.
Yeah, that's always not a good idea. Okay, so who's gonna win Best Supporting Actress, Musical or Comedy, or Best Actor, Musical or Comedy? Lin-Manuel or Sacha Baron Cohen? Because that seems like the two that are the biggest favorites, right? I don't know. I guess because Maria Bakalova lost, I think that they might just give it to. They might just give it to Sacha Baron Cohen. But I'm pretty sure musical or comedy is going to go to Hamilton because it is the best of the bunch. Going from a standpoint that has not seen Borat 2, but Hamilton is fantastic. And I don't entirely co-sign the idea of it being nominated for Best Picture in 2021 when it was recorded in 2016. But at the same time, you can make the argument that films are made the year before they come out. So you can make that argument too. So I get it. And it's the best of the bunch. It was fantastic, Hamilton, for sure. And I watched every second of it and enjoyed it, surprisingly. I'm not a big musical guy or play guy.
I'm out in Montana, and it's a big rural state, and it's been a little complicated trying to figure out how to get a vaccine. So I was wondering if you could catch me up.
In Montana, it looks like they have to be 1B, which is supposed to be 70 years and older. Good news.
Good news? Oh, why do you think it's good news for me? I'm 75.
Hi, Dr. Ellison, this is Don Cheadle. I have a quick question. Do you think that Mariah is right for me? No, it's that we as a son, maybe about Korean family search for the American dream.
Oh, yes, go for it. Other side effects may include watery eyes, increased compassion, and a tiny bit of aching.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, my thing is, since it's in the category, it's the best of the bunch, so technically it deserves to win. My personal pick would be Palm Springs to win that category. But yeah, it wasn't filmed this year. It wasn't filmed anytime this year. It was recorded back in 2016. Had its run on Broadway, New York, 2016, and they just released the tape, and it's getting these nominations. I'm with you. I don't agree with them even nominating it at all. And yeah, I'm leaning Sasha to win that category. It's the golden. It's weird because here's the thing: like, you have Hamilton, right? They nominate Hamilton. It wasn't even filmed this year. It wasn't even filmed this year, and it wasn't even released this year because it was a Broadway play that had its run in 2016. But then Minari can't even get a Best Picture nomination when it's in America. It was filmed, it was made this year, it came out this year, and just because it has a good amount of section, a good section that was in a foreign language, which they have nominated foreign films before, by the way. I don't know. It's the rule book. There's no rule book in the Golden Globes. It's just how they feel every year. That's how it is. It's the worst orchestrated award show. I know we always clown the Academy Awards and all the decisions that they make, the most best popular film category and everything like that, but the Golden Globes, they don't know what they're doing every year. All right, so Gal Gadot is presenting Best Motion Picture Foreign Language, which Minari, like Minari should be in the Best Picture category. Like, period. That's not even a conversation, in my opinion. Is it in my top 5 films of the year? No, it's in my top 10. But it's beautiful, and it's technically more deserving than. Let me see what's in this. I don't even want to listen to it because I know it's going to be Minari. Personally, I put Minari over Mank. Personally, and this is coming from somebody whose favorite director of all time is David Fincher. You know that I would put Minari over Mank. Yeah. But if somehow Palm Springs won, I'm gonna be so happy. I'm just gonna be celebrating all night. Like, I love Palm Springs so much. I've watched that multiple times as well. And the thing is, I don't really rewatch movies. So when I rewatch a movie, it means I really love the movie, you know? And I rewatched Palm Springs immediately after I watched it the first time, which I don't do that often, but I would love with that one. And yeah, Hamilton shouldn't have been nominated, and Minari should have been nominated for Best Picture. I'll never understand this. I'll never understand the rule book. I can't remember if Roma was nominated for Best Picture that year. I don't think it was. I don't think Roma was nominated, but I know that Twitter that day that the nominations came out, they were talking about, oh, but Inglourious Basterds got nominated for Best Picture, and like half of that movie's in like multiple different languages. It's in like Italian, Spanish, French, German, right? It's in every language in Europe, but it's not entirely in English. So why is that allowed? Because it's Tarantino, but Minari is not allowed because it's somebody you guys don't love. I don't know. I'll never understand how these people come to the conclusion of what's included and what's not included. Especially after last year. You would think that Parasite, of all movies, would have just opened the doors for all these award shows to start having some common sense, but I guess not. That's just how they are. Especially when you've got only like 90 people voting for probably the second most watched award show of the year. Because obviously, Golden Globes has not as much of an effect as like the SAGs or the BAFTAs, you know. But at least for us, it's the second most watched award show here in North America, right? So it's technically big for us, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not a big award show. But it's just, man. Yeah, it's just endlessly rewatchable. It's the first movie in the last couple of years that I could truly say that's a comedy that's endlessly rewatchable. Like for like a movie like Good Boys, I really liked Good Boys, but I haven't gone back and rewatched Good Boys since I saw it the first time. And I can't really think of another comedy over the last 5-6 years that really like the only other comedy in the last 5-6 years I can think of that I've gone back and rewatched multiple times is The Nice Guys. I love The Nice Guys. I've watched that like 5-6 times now, honestly. It's always on TV for some reason, and for some reason it feels like nobody watched it, but it's always on TV. But yeah, anytime it's on TV, I always watch it, and I love it. I really do. And yeah, Palm Springs, it's not gonna win. It sucks. I'm happy it got nominated though. At the very least, it got nominated. But at the same time, when you're looking at the rest of the category and you got music in the same category, is it really an accomplishment that you got nominated when you're in the same category as music or the prom? Is the prom even good? I don't even know. It looks so meh. The prom, like it looks like a worse version of Eurovision, and Eurovision is not that good. I like the soundtrack to Eurovision, but the movie itself isn't that great. It's okay. Yeah, it's got like a bunch of twos, and it's a 2.6 out of 5 on Letterboxd The Prom, and Arturo will give it a 2.5 out of 5. Yeah, it's just I don't understand this. Also, Zach, what are your thoughts on the fifth slot for Best Actress? Do you think that they're going to give it to Andre Day? Because I know you just watched the United States versus Billie Holiday, and I watched it too. I thought she was fantastic. I just don't know if they're going to give it to her. But at the same time, I feel like the Academy and everybody's just kind of boycotting. We're not boycotting, but like they don't really like Malcolm and Marie. I know you did not like Malcolm and Marie. I saw your score on Letterboxd, but I don't know. It's like I think it comes down to those two for who's going to get that fifth slot. Because I think the other ones are or Rosamund Pikes. Rosamund Pikes come in and just take that fifth slot, but I think the locks are Carey Mulligan, Frances, Viola, and what are they in the fourth one? Vanessa Kirby, who I would not mind if Vanessa Kirby won, but yeah, the fifth slot pretty much comes down to Rosamund Pikes, Andre Day, or Zendaya. That's the three I think that it's going to come down to. But do you think that Rosamund Pikes could get it, or is it going to be? Are they just going to give it to Andre Day? Because it looks like Zendaya is kind of out of it now, even though she's the most popular of the three. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are against that movie to the point that I just don't see a big Academy getting behind that film, especially with the way Sam Livingston was talking in that movie. Because Sam Livingston as John David Washington. Yep, The Crown won. Yeah. What other properties has Ryan Murphy done? Oh yeah, Eat, Pray, Love. I forgot about that movie. Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean when it comes to that. Yeah. And the craziest thing is he always gets good cast. It's weird with him. Well, this last one was okay cast. It was just a bunch of big names, to be honest, outside of like Kerry Washington, and I don't know how he got Meryl Streep on this movie. That's probably the biggest mystery of them all. Meryl Streep's movie choices have been really weird recently. Like you have this, The Prom, and then you got the Laundromat with Steven Soderbergh, which I get it, Steven Soderbergh, and then you got Let Them All Talk, which was okay. It was basically your mom's favorite movie. And yeah, it's just her choices have been kind of weird recently. Of course, Mamma Mia, she was going to come back for a sequel, but like, I don't know. And then I kind of completely forgot she was in Little Woman. She was in the movie for like 3 scenes. Well, yeah, she hasn't been in an Oscar movie since The Post, which was 2017. That's about 3-4 years close to. And it doesn't look like she's going to be in one next year. Yeah, that's the big thing. She won the Golden Globes tonight. Yeah, because it could be. I feel like the Golden Globes is it's not a telltale sign, but it's a good indicator for stuff that might happen. Like a couple years ago, you have Sam Rockwell, who was not getting any awards. He wasn't winning much things. He was kind of viewed as like the third or fourth person in the Best Supporting Actor category. He wins the Globe, and then he just kind of runs away with the Oscar, and he kind of runs away with the rest of the awards. And it was pretty clear he was going to win. And the same thing happened last year or 2 years ago with somebody else. I forgot the name of him or her. But yeah, I think that Rosamund Pike could run away with that category, surprisingly. Especially with the quality of the other two movies. At least when it comes to I Care a lot of people have liked the movie that they've, like if you go on Letterboxd right now, I Care a Lot's #1 movie on Letterboxd. It's a 3.2 out of 5, which is pretty solid. It's not amazing, but it's solid. And people are really loving her performance, and they're just loving the movie. It's a fun movie to watch, and yeah, they do. They really do like Lee Daniels, that's for sure. But that's the thing. They were really trying to push for the United States versus Billie Holiday like early. Like I was hearing about that movie since I want to say beginning of 2020. I heard people talking about that movie slightly. Like, and they were talking about Andre Day back then, and nobody really knew anything about the movie, and they were trying to push that for so long. And like you said, obviously, like Precious and The Butler, obviously, when we're talking about Lee Daniels, of course, the Oscars love him overall, and they really like him. But it's a year where Andre Day could definitely slip in. I honestly, right now, I agree with you. I think Andre Day is #1 out of the three. I think Rosamund Pike is right behind her, creeping in, and then you've got Zendaya. Oh, that is interesting. Yeah, because doesn't I believe Oscar voting closes like a week before the Globes typically. Like I believe so. Every year, I believe it closes like first week of January. I want to say typically, and then that's right before the Globes. So that whole thing doesn't factor in. But now that you're pointing that out, that's a good point right there. Because since the voting is closing a week later, right? Um, yeah, you're right. That actually will really help Rosamund Pikes. It's going to be interesting to see how the nominations turn out in about what 2 weeks? 2 weeks from Tuesday, I believe it is, or 2 weeks from tomorrow. Actually, 2 weeks from tomorrow, because it's going to be Monday. It's typically a Monday, but yeah, I'm a big fan of Rosamund Pikes. Really, obviously everybody loved her in Gone Girl. I really loved her in Hostels with Christian Bale. I liked her in that movie she did last year. What was it called? It was called I'm forgetting the name of it. Radioactive. She was good in that. Yeah, she's yeah, I agree with you. I could totally see that happening. I really do. And now that you're pointing that out, I'm starting to now maybe think that Rosamund Pike is ahead of her, especially considering the fact that you're talking about this week, all this negative coverage towards the United States and versus Billie Holiday outside of her performance, right? But the negative press behind the movie, compiled with now Rosamund Pike's win and the buzz that movie's been getting, you could totally see that happening. Oh, there typically is that surprise. You are definitely not wrong. I've heard a lot of buzz for her. I really have. I have not seen the movie yet. Um, you're talking about Minari. Oh my god. Sorry, I blanked on something. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I have not heard much about her getting into actress, but um, I think they're gonna get Best Supporting Actress. I don't know. What categories? Oh, okay. This I'm assuming this is the Lifetime Achievement Award for Jane Fonda. Okay, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the thing is the actress category is so stacked that um like the four are locked in. So you gotta factor in that last slot. And I just I don't know. It would be interesting to see her get nominated though. Honestly, any surprising nominations I'm game for as long as they're good performances. I'm good with it. I think supporting actress is going to have a lot of surprising nominations, and supporting actor is going to be really interesting because you have the multiple people from Trial Chicago 7, you have the multiple people from One Night in Miami. Somebody's going to slip in there that might not technically have been predicted before, so that whole thing should be interesting. I don't know, but I agree with you though. That that's a possibility, honestly. Because when you're looking at Roma, and I keep bringing up Roma because it is the real first like foreign film to get like acting nominations like that much. What was her name from Roma? Marina, the mom from Roma. Marina Tavares. Tavera. She got in, and I remember leading up to that whole nomination, nobody had predicted her. Nobody had predicted her to even potentially get in. It was a complete surprise. Everybody predicted Yulisa Apariza. Like everybody was thinking that she might get in, but her, nobody thought. So you might be right on that, honestly. And it's one of those years where like you can make an excuse for why Andre Day or Zendaya might not get in, and it might be a little too late for some people to see Rosamund Pike. So maybe somebody like her could slip in. So it's honestly, this is one of those years where anything can happen. It really is. And one movie I'm just really upset about not getting anything is Judas. I'm really upset about that because I love Judas. I really do. And I was really expecting for a lot more. I was expecting a lot more from the Golden Globes and the SAGs, and it pretty much got almost nothing. It didn't get Best Picture. It didn't get Best Ensemble. I don't think it did. Um, I believe that the BAFTAs still have not thrown out their nominations yet, and that's kind of just left along with the Oscars. But I think it's a little too late or just unlikely that for some. I don't understand it because I believe Judas has a good score on Rotten Tomato and the audience score is pretty good and the Metacritic score is pretty good. So I don't know where this lack of love it's getting is coming from. It's got a 96% critic score on Rotten Tomato. It's got a 96% audience score. It's got an 86% on Metacritic. It's got a 7.7 on IMDb. I don't understand where this love for Judas is just not going. Like I honestly, for a long time, was thinking that Judas should have been the one to win Best Picture. Hey, what's up, Gabe? How you doing? Are you enjoying the show, Gabe? Because I'm pretty sure you're watching, right? It's good to see you in here. But yeah, like I was saying, like I don't understand why Judas is not getting that much love. I like honestly, yeah, I can't explain it. I can't explain it because there's no logical way to explain it because unless you're talking about political affiliations, I guess that's like as far as I can go. And it's not a device. It's not that much of a divisive movie. I don't understand it. And it's not like it's a Malcolm or Marie where it has like 50% Rotten Tomato score, so you can clearly see the division between people. I don't see many people saying that they don't like Judas. So maybe these early award shows are just missing something that I'm that and it's hard to say that they're missing something because Daniel Kaluuya is getting nominated, right? So I don't know, man. I really do not understand that whole thing. I really hope that it gets Best Picture. I hope that somehow it gets a bunch of these nominations at the Oscars. But I don't believe it's going to happen. I don't believe it. And yeah, it's been a lot more. It's been a lot more enjoyable than I honestly expected. I kind of find what they did with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler kind of cool. Like considering The one thing I did not understand is why they didn't do it in the same location. Like unless there was something up with like Tina Fey and she could not fly out to New York, I mean fly out to LA for some reason. I don't know why she was not there. But they've done the best that they can, and it's pretty obvious what they did. Obviously, they did the teleprompters, they pre-recorded it, they pretty much synced up the audio. They had the screen for Amy Poehler where like Tina Fey would read, and they did it at the same speed, and they just kind of synced up the videos and everything like that. But it's worked out. It's worked out overall. It's been enjoyable. Um, I'd say this: it's better than what I saw from the Emmys. Like the Emmys felt kind of weird because it was like in this weird room and it was just the host was there and it was just talking to himself and it was like one of those talk shows. I forgot who hosted the Emmys actually. Was it Kimmel? I think it was Kimmel. I think it was Kimmel, and it felt like another one of those late night talk shows. And it was just I've not liked any of them for the last year. They've all been kind of cringy. Yeah, Bill Murray was really good. Yeah, like I would think the late release would screw it, but at the same time, it's not like it's getting completely snubbed. You know, it's getting the acting recognition. Um, like it got the Daniel Kaluuya nomination, it got the Best Original Song nomination. Like I'm not surprised entirely that it got snubbed from the Golden Globes, but I expected the SAGs to nominate it. I expected some of these other award shows to give it some recognition, but I don't know. Like I would think it would be the late release, but it's not like a Clemency where it didn't or Clemency didn't even get a Best Actress nomination. You know, it didn't get anything. You know, at least Judas has gotten something, which means some people have seen it, but why wouldn't they vote for it for Best Picture? I don't understand, especially over something like News of the World or Hillbilly LNG, which I have a weird feeling that might get in for Best Picture, and I don't know. It's Ron Howard, man. I don't know. Oh man. Oh, my cousin Vinny's on the country music channel. Oh man, I love my cousin Vinny. I mentioned earlier that Coming to America is my favorite comedy ever, just because I watch it endlessly. I actually watch My Cousin Vinny more than I watch Coming to America, and it's because it's always on TV. And oh my god, I could probably recite that movie from front to back. Like I've watched that movie probably every year since I was like a little kid. It's amazing. Joe Pesci's the best. The lawyer, I don't know why I'm forgetting the lawyer's name for that movie is amazing. Of course, Marissa Tomei is really good. Um, Ralph Macchio was good for his limited role. Frank Wenny, he was great as a Judge Chamberlain. I love that movie. I love My Cousin Vinny. Here's everybody's favorite 2020 movie, Hamilton.
I am so honored to be here in the room. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you. And I've been honored to present every role in my entertainment. That includes these 5 nominees for Best Supporting Actress in Motion Picture. Very close.
I guess I've been talking about this category all night long, so we're getting to the point finally where we're going to find out who's going to win for this category for Best Supporting Actress. Let's check this out. You think Helena Zengel can actually get nominated at the Oscars?
Goes to my best
Jodie Foster.
Are you kidding? I'm a little speechless. I just never expected to ever be here again. And wow, I'm gonna have my amazing.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I have not seen this movie, so I can't judge it. I can't judge this movie.
And the real life people.
I just did not see this coming.
We love you, no matter what it's like. You told us so much about being a human being, about your joy, loving and forgiving. And
I don't know. I don't know. Like I've only heard about it since the Golden Globes nominations came out, but I've heard it's good, but I was not expecting this at all because I've just not heard anybody talking about this performance. Yeah, I've heard people say Amanda Seyfried. I've heard people say Olivia Colman. I've said that I think that Glenn Close is going to win, even though she did not deserve it. She did not. Um, man, that's just weird. That is weird. I have no words. I don't know what to say. I guess I gotta watch that movie. I don't know if it's even out. I don't think it is. Let's go, Eddie Murphy. The Crown's sweeping today. I know what I said earlier about Schitt's Creek sweeping, but yeah, that's not happening. That's not happening. It's got a 52% on Metacritic. It's got an 8.5 user score. It's got 70% on Rotten Tomato, 84% on. Is it out?
From Matthew directing Mrs. T and Selena Gomez, casting director who believed him, or vice versa, however it works. So Peter Morgan for writing an exquisitely multi-dimensional character against the odds. And to Left Bank Productions, we've got an incredible production.
I don't understand it, honestly. I'm just going through some of the reviews for this movie, Mediterranean. First review I'm seeing is they're saying Tahir Rahim is the standout of the film, and Jodie Foster is great. This is weird because like all these reviews I'm seeing is I wish Jodie Foster was given more to do, but this is a solid film overall. Then how did she win over like somebody like Olivia Colman? I don't know. I'm gonna watch the movie obviously, but I don't understand that. That's weird. That is the biggest surprise of the night. I'll say that. That's the biggest surprise of the night by far. I did not see that coming from a mile away.
No, I'm not frozen. I am just trying to process what happened here. That was checkmate in 4 moves. So that Chuckles dominated backgammon and I trust that you think he was.
Yeah, at least I get to see this Eddie Murphy Nintendo Switch commercial. At least that's consolation for her losing. I'll get something else. I'll be right back in a minute. Now I got this. I don't even know what country this is. It's premium lager. I actually have not drank beer in a while now, actually, but why not for the Golden Globes? I was gonna get some Jack Daniels, but I don't know. I just kind of wanted something that I could just drink while I'm here with you guys. But I agree with you, I guess, on Amanda Seyfried, just because I really wanted her to win. When I heard she was the favorite to win a couple of months ago, I was really big on the idea of that happening. I loved her performance. She was really the heart of the film entirely. She was the most enjoyable part. She was the most vibrant part of the film. She really encapsulated the performance. She really stole the scene, even though she was in limit. She was extremely limited in the film, obviously because of her character. She really commanded the screen every single time she was on camera, and it was just enjoyable to watch. So I'm with you on the Amanda Seyfried thing for sure. But I've heard amazing things about Olivia Colman from The Father as well, so can't deny that. And I just watched Hillbilly Elegy just a couple days ago, so I have a fresh memory of the film. Not a fan. I think my biggest issue with Hillbilly Elegy, um, it feels all over the place. The story, that's one. The story is just kind of all over the place. The editing in the film is kind of choppy. It's just I understand the intention, but it feels more like a play than a film, and that's an issue for me. It really is. And the third thing is the overacting. The overacting, especially from someone like Amy Adams. Amy Adams was so overacting in that film, and it was just that's like some of her burst outs in that film were just it was too much. It was just kind of dial it back a little bit, and yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Well, we've got about 40 minutes left of the show. We've been live for 2.5 hours, just over 2.5 hours. Like I used to do streams like a couple years ago, like on YouTube, and the longest I think I went for like a review or something like that was like 2 hours. So this is like my longest video ever, and it doesn't feel that long, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of flown by a little bit. So thank you guys for tuning in, especially like Zach and Gabe and Kyle and Nabby, like all you guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all. And like I said, everybody go check out the Intercut podcast. The one of the few podcasts I truly watch every week. Like I truly watch every episode of the Intercut podcast. I love the podcast. I love the show. I love their list. I loved last year when you guys were doing all those brackets. Oh my god, I loved every single one of them. Truly, like I would get really into those brackets. Margot Robbie versus Saoirse Ronan in the finals. Yeah, that was the under 30 bracket was really really good and really really interesting. And obviously that under 30 bracket would change every year because a lot of people that were 29 would stop being 29, right? But that was really good. It was a really good bracket. Anya Taylor Joy's Award. Let's go. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming for an Anya Taylor Joy win. Normal people. Never seen on Unorthodox.
The Queen's Gambit. And the Golden Globe goes to Anya Taylor-Joy for the Queen's Gambit.
I'm so shocked. No, well deserved.
Thank you so much. Nicole, everybody, thank you. I spent so much time with you guys over lockdown. I feel like I know you. Thank you so much for your work. I would love to thank Netflix and VHPN, of course. Thank you for letting us make the show that we have today. Oh, the beautiful cast, the beautiful crew. Thank you so much.
And I'm really excited for the more brackets. What ideas do you guys have for brackets, or are you guys gonna put out like Twitter polls for those brackets? Because I'm really looking forward to all of them.
This journey, the trusting me with that as well. I would do. It's obviously wonderful that everyone's seen the show, but I will do this project again and again and again. I love it so much. I'm so grateful, and thank you to the audiences that have watched it and supported the characters. It meant the world. So thank you so much. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, okay. That's interesting, actually, because it feels like movie stars really hit their peak in their 30s, like their 30s or early 40s. So that's an interesting bracket. That's I'm really looking forward to that. I actually really am. Oh, I'm pretty sure. Because Margot Robbie, she just turned 30, right? Or she is turning 30. So would she count? Queen's Gambit 1 limited series. Yeah, because she just turned 30 in last year. So I'm assuming she would count. How The Rock is over 30. And that's going to be interesting. That's going to be a very interesting bracket. Because I'm assuming you're going to count like box office gross. You're going to talk about the quality of films, obviously the amount of films, the amount of work they've done at that point of their career. I'm really looking forward to that bracket, actually. Yeah. I'll definitely be one of the first people to watch that video. And everybody, definitely check out all their old brackets. They did, I know they did a Pixar bracket. I'm trying to remember the rest of the brackets that you guys did. You guys did a handful of them last year. Like I said, the under 31. Oh yeah, the Best Picture one you guys did. Box Office Champion, space movies. The Fincher one, really like that one. The Walt Disney Animation one. The A24 one, that was one of your first ones, yeah. I'm pretty sure that A24 one would change a lot. And then you guys also didn't you guys do a neon one or something along the lines of something neon related? Welcome to turn on one of your videos. Oh yeah, you guys did the HBO show one too. Yeah. Oh yeah, Jennifer Lawrence did turn 30. Jennifer Lawrence is going to be one of the more interesting ones because the thing with judging Jennifer Lawrence is that, and I was talking to a friend about this a couple days ago, actually. Like, yeah, she had that run from 2011 or 2010 to 2016, 15, when from Winter's Bone all the way to the end of the X-Men franchise, right? But she hasn't done anything since like Red Sparrow. So I think the question now becomes, when she does make a return to Hollywood, which I believe she's doing in the new is it the new Scorsese movie, or is it like a separate DiCaprio movie that she's making her return in as an actress? If she's able to pick up that steam again, because it's going to take a while for her to regain that steam, but okay, so she's in the new Adam McKay movie. That's the one that she's going to be in. Okay. That's an interesting choice for her returning. I think it's a good choice. Yeah, she's in. Yeah, Don't Look Up. Um, I it's gonna take a while for her to get back to that point because her run was ridiculous. Because there were people that were sick of her, but at the same time, they were still watching her movies. So they were sick of her, but they kept watching it. So it wasn't like it was a bad thing. And I'm assuming the whole um, leak that happened and all the controversy behind that and all the negativity she got, I'm assuming that's what made her take a little bit of a step back in Hollywood and take a step back from making films. I'm assuming that's just me making assumptions, but I hope she's able to do it because I feel like a lot of people have lost sight on the fact that she's actually a fantastic actress. Like if you go back to Winter's Bone or Silver Lining Playbook and watch these films, and she commands the screen. A lot of people have controversy on her performance in American Hustle. She was okay, but you saw her talent and you saw how she commanded the screen in even that type of movie or Joy or any of these movies. She is a great actress. Yeah, I think that people are going to stop hating her because it's a more mature Jennifer Lawrence or a more seasoned Jennifer Lawrence where she's established. She's an established name in Hollywood. One thing I will say for her, and I understand that because it's a rumor that's been going around the last week or so, that she might be playing Sue Storm in the MCU Fantastic Four movie. I don't think that's a good idea for her off the bat. Because you're going to get that same crop of people who are, like you said, jumped on the hate train for her. You're going to get that same crop of people doing the exact same thing that we're doing with her. I think that she would serve best, and this is speaking from my perspective, is if she went on the Robert Pattinson train and started just doing a ton of indie movies. Do this Adam McKay movie. Do a film with I don't even know. Do more indie films. Do more Oscar type of films and start to build yourself up again like that, and then step into the blockbuster like what Robert Pattinson did. Because let's be honest, Robert Pattinson, fantastic actress. If in 2015 or 2016 he had announced that he was going to be the BVS Batman, I don't know how many people would have really been on board with that. Even though he's a great actor, but he took his time and he proved to everybody that he's a fantastic actor, and now he's getting all the recognition that he deserves. I think that's what Jennifer Lawrence should do right now. Yeah. Yeah, she wasn't a bad Mystique. I don't like the character Mystique, period, but she was good at it as a character. It was more about the direction more than her, if I'm going to be completely honest. I feel like they overused her in the films, but she did not do anything wrong from her performance standpoint. And I feel like it's just a little bit too much too quick if she steps right back into a superhero film or a blockbuster film. So I'd say just take it slow, honestly. Okay, so best actor.
And the Golden Globe goes to Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Boseman is his wife, Simone Ledbury Boseman. He would think his parents. He would thank his ancestors for their guidance and their sacrifices. He would thank his incredible team, Michael Green, Simon Chiba, Nikki Ferravante, Evelyn O'Neill, Chris Cubain, Logan Coles. He would thank his team on set for this film. Deirdre Gibson, Sean Richards, Craig Anthony, and Andrew Pylon. He would say something beautiful, something inspiring, something that would amplify that little voice inside.
Chadwick Boseman won Best Actor.
told you to keep going.
In a motion picture drama.
To be doing at this moment in his human things. Mr. George C. Wolfe, Mr. Denzel Washington.
But yeah, I agree with you on the
You would think Miss Viola Davis, Mr. Glenn Turner.
I'll get to that in a minute. The whole what you just commented about her having thick skin. I'll get to that in a minute.
And I don't have this words. But we have to take all the moment to celebrate those we love. So thank you, HFPA, for this opportunity to do exactly that. And I hope you keep on coming. And
Yeah, I'll mute this. I'll lower this for a second. But yeah, she does have thick skin. She really does. But my thing is, it's good that she does, but at the same time, I think that it's better for her to start to build and get a little bit more fans. I understand her fan base is huge, but at the same time, I think it's a better idea for her personally just to take a step back from those. I think it's a better idea for her just to take a step back and, you know, Jennifer Lawrence, for her to just take a step back and focus on these indie roles more than just putting herself out there entirely as a focal point in the entire world. Because look at how big the MCU is. Look how many people are talking about Elizabeth Olsen and Catherine Hahn. You know, obviously all that's positive. But the moment you throw Jennifer Lawrence in there immediately after everything that happened, like I said, Robert Pattinson, right? I said Robert Pattinson, but there was still that crop of people that were still crying about him from Twilight. You know what I mean? There's still that crop of people that were crying about how, oh, it's that Twilight guy. You know, the people that don't really watch movies, but they just watch those superhero movies. So that crowd. At the end of the day, you don't want to go into a movie where it's completely divisive. You know, you don't want to get a divisive reaction. And by the way, Chloe Zhao just won Best Director for Nomadland. Great moment for her. She's fantastic. And speaking of the MCU, she's directing Eternals. She's directing Eternals. I'm not that excited for Eternals. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not entirely excited for Eternals, but because like Zach, if you're still here, you know about like how I feel about like the Marvel cinematography and how every single movie kind of looks the exact same as the last one. With WandaVision, there's a lot of sequences in the sitcom sequence where it does look a lot different and it's a lot more vibrant and fun. But once you get back to that home base, it feels like any other MCU movie, and it's just like, oh my god, can we just go back? you know. And I really hope that they allow her to do her thing when it comes to the way she wants to stylize this movie. I understand this is a global movie. This is a universal movie. This is going to be dealing with, I'm assuming, extraterrestrial. I'm not entirely sure about the Eternals. I'm not too familiar with their characters, but I'm excited to see what she does with that. I loved her direction in Nomadland. She so deserved the award, period. Even though I'm not a big fan of the movie, I loved her. I loved her direction. Just some beautiful striking shots, even of just Frances McDormand walking. Just beautiful shots. The shots inside the trailer, stunning. The way they show you the world of Amazon through that scope is just ridiculously, really well directed, and it's just a beautiful movie to look at. It's heartbreaking at times. It's lovely to look at. It's beautiful. It's beautiful work she did, and of course, a lot of people love her work from the writer as well. So that also helps her case. There's two sides to that coin, to the whole WandaVision thing. And I'm wondering if I should do a WandaVision video, or am I just going to talk about it in my next episode of the podcast. I'm going to do one or the other. I'm obviously going to talk about WandaVision, but I'll say this about WandaVision. I agree that the filmmaking standpoint, yes, they did nail it. Obviously, when it comes to it's not that it's pretty common now, the aspect ratio and that they did a lot of the series, and especially the '60s portion of the story. It's pretty common in a lot of films. But my issue with WandaVision in the earlier episodes, and this is coming from somebody, by the way, who was a fan of a lot of early '60s and '70s sitcom. Even though I'm like in my 20s, I loved I Love Lucy. I watched a little bit of Dick Van Dyke. I was a fan of Three's Company. So I watched a lot of these shows. I did not like the humor from the first couple of episodes. It felt very, very forced in a lot of ways. Of course, humor in general is technically forced, but it felt forced in a tongue-in-cheek way instead of something genuine. It felt like they were trying to write humor for the '60s and they were just trying to force it. Whereas when you looked at the not this last episode, but the prior episode, yeah, I'm in my 20s. Yeah, college. Yeah. um, yeah, like my thing is, I actually don't get that a lot. The whole I look too young, but my thing is, like I'm in my early 20s. I'll say that. But back to my point. When they were doing the 2000 sitcom, when they were doing the Office, Modern Family, Parks and Recreation thing, when they were doing that type of humor, it worked because they understood the humor of the show. Like they genuinely understood the humor because the writers had really grasped that because they grew up on that. When it came to the '60s and '70s, it came from somebody that did not understand the humor of that time and was just putting themselves in that time and thinking that this type of humor would work. Like it was there, but it wasn't funny. And by the way, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't just doing that. I was not just saying that because I grew up and I stopped finding those sitcoms funny. No, I went back and I watched episodes of I Love Lucy a couple weeks ago, and I still found that humor funny. I still found that show funny, and I went back and I watched episodes of Three Companies, and I found that funny. Oh, um, yeah, no, no, my parents got me on those sitcoms like Three's Company and I Love Lucy. I used to watch them when I was growing up. Like we have all the old DVDs and everything like that in the house, and I used to watch that with them, and it was just something that we did. Like I really got on a lot of like '50s and '60s and '70s television shows because my mom, she loved that type of television. She did. And I also got on a lot of '70s and '80s, '90s movies, like a lot of us did growing up. But like those '60s sitcoms, yeah, those black and white sitcoms, I used to watch them. Turner classic movies, man. Halfway grew up on that. And in all honesty, I kind of got sick and tired of classic like films and television for a long time because I it was like that rebellious phase in my life. But eventually, I've come back on it, and now I'm really starting to appreciate classical films a lot more than I did when I was in my teenager years. But yeah, I'm planning on going through like Hitchcock's entire catalog. I want to go through every single Charlie Chaplin film at some point. Um, Criterion Channel is always where you got to go. I got to get on Criterion Channel, and also yeah, I've just seen the whole entire catalog, and it's just amazing. Exactly, exactly. That's exactly my point, Zach. They exactly it was forced. They did not understand the humor. They just did not, and that's as much as I've enjoyed the recent episodes of WandaVision, and these recent episodes have been really good. I didn't like the first 3 or 4 episodes just because it felt like they didn't understand it. And then once they got to like the '90s and the 2000s, they got it because they grew up on it and they understood the humor. And this last episode was really good. The tonality was decent. As has been it's been good. It's been good in WandaVision. I'll give them that. Um, it's I get what you mean. Yeah. They that's the one thing I will say. The mystery element of WandaVision was interesting in the first couple episodes. It was just those moments were interesting, but I wasn't completely invested in the rest of it. But these like the last episode I thought was really, really good of WandaVision, and I found the prior episode to be pretty good because like I said, they understood the humor and it was a good balance of everything like that. Okay, so now we're on to Best Picture, Musical, or Comedy. I know Zach is really looking forward to seeing this. Let's see what wins. I have not seen Barb and Star yet. I don't even think it's available in Canada, Barb and Star. Oh wow, Borat won. Wow, that's good. Zach, cheers to you. No Hamilton today. That's great. Like I love Hamilton, but it wasn't a 2016 film. It was in a 2020 film. So, and back to your point about Wanda, I'm a Wanda fan too. I've been a fan since Age of Ultron. You know, like I was really upset when you got to like Civil War and like she was never like truly powered up. It was like, what the hell? Like she's the most powerful character in this entire series, and you're not using her at all. She's just kind of there, getting babysat by Vision. You know, that whole thing was just weird to me. And then when I heard about WandaVision, I was interested, and I was happy that they were going to give her chance. And then I saw the trailer, and I really loved the trailer. And I've not been a fan of the MCU for the last couple of years. Because like I said, I just feel like all those movies are getting kind of boring. But that was the first thing that really intrigued me because of the way it looks. It was the first time that they did something that was actually unique and actually original, something different outside of the spectrum that they're in. Now, it's not original in the standpoint like, oh, we've never seen this in film. Because we've seen like films within films or TV shows within films and stuff like that. Truman Show, right? But it was different for them. And that's all I wanted to see. And they gave us that. And I was happy with that. And I'm loving what they're doing with Wanda right now. I really am. I think she's always been a fantastic character. They just never used her properly. I really hope that they actually show her in the costume like they were kind of teasing in the last episode. And I've heard people talking about like, oh, there should be a second season. There should not be a second season. There really should not be a second season. Let this be its own thing. Like the last time there was a miniseries that tried to expand itself and be another season, it was what was it? It was Big Little Lies. And yes, Big Little Lies season 2 wasn't that bad, but like it did not expand on anything outside of showing us a great Meryl Streep performance. It could have been just the 9 episodes. I get that. I get why people love it. I do for sure. I'm not denying that for sure. I totally do get why people love it. And trust me, there's elements of it I really, really do enjoy. And honestly, the funny thing is, I was expecting people to really love it as much as they have because it was different. People secretly, I know a lot of people don't admit this, except for like people like me and Zach and a lot of other people. But a lot of us have just gotten tired with the formulas that they have done for the last how many years. And I think the biggest issue with it is the fact that they just keep manufacturing the same look for these films because it's cheaper. It's cheaper and easier to do. They pump all these movies out within 3 months, right? And they don't change these technical people because It's easier. It's easier just to refurbish instead of creating something new, like what DC does. Even though I don't like a lot of the stuff DC does sometimes, at least every time you look at a DC film, it's a little different than the last one. You know, it's because they're not pumping these movies out every 3 months, like what Marvel does. But I completely get why people love it because I was expecting it. I was expecting people to love it because it is something different and something unique, and they're gonna finally get to see Wanda be Wanda. People were expecting it to be like a rom-com, but I totally saw what they were going for. I didn't obviously I was not gonna be able to predict everything. Yeah, they're gonna continue it in Doctor Strange too, which I'm looking forward to that because obviously I mentioned that I'm a big Spider-Man fan. Of course, Spider-Man 2 is one of my favorites ever. It's my favorite superhero movie of all time. I'm a big Sam Raimi guy, so I'm excited for that. I'm somewhat looking forward to Spider-Man 3. I need to wait on some more news on that. I'm not looking forward to Black Widow at all. I'll tell you that right now, CC. I'm not looking forward to Black Widow at all. Not at all. And it sucks because when I heard that cast, I got actually kind of excited. I was like, it's going to be a Russian spy movie. You got Scarlett Johansson coming off Marriage Story. You got Florence Pugh coming off of Midsommar and Little Women. You got Rachel Weisz from, who's been amazing for years, and she was in The Favorite. And you got David Harbour, who's been proving himself as a good actor. It's like, oh my God, I can't wait for this movie. And then I saw the trailer. And I was bored to death. I was bored to death by the trailer, and I don't care. Like seriously, if they took that movie off the slate, I would not even think about it. And this, I was kind of rooting for a Black Widow movie that happened for years, but not if it's going to be this boring. Like, I'd rather have it be a terrible movie than a 5 out of 10 movie. And that's my I don't care about Black. Like, I'll review it. I'll review it on this channel, but it's just not for me. It's just not for me. It's just you gotta grab me. At this point with the MCU, you've got to grab me. Like, Endgame is over. The love is gone entirely. You've got to grab me now. I'm not gonna care about everything. I'll watch most of it because a lot of people want me to watch it, or a lot of people will talk about it and have to watch it, but you gotta grab me. And if you don't do that, then I'm not gonna really care, despite how amazing your cast is. And I'm saying the same thing for Eternals. If the Eternals trailer does not grab me, I'm not going to be that excited for it. And who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong on Black Widow, but we'll see. Because trust me, I hope it's better than I expect. I really do. I'm going to be going to the theater if it's open to watch it. Let's go, James Corden. James Corden's got to win. Let's go. Let's do this. Oh, she deserved it for so long. But it's just like, and trust me, when I heard you really have, like, seriously, I was so excited when I heard Florence Pugh was announced for the movie. I was so excited. But the trailer was just so boring. Like, it feels like this is not even a movie I love. It feels like a boring PG-13 version of Red Sparrow. And the funny thing is, Red Sparrow with like a team up section. And the funny thing was, when Red Sparrow came out, it was basically touted as, oh, this is going to be the Black Widow movie that we're never going to get. And now we get the Black Widow movie. And now I'm comparing it to Red Sparrow all these years later. It's pretty obvious what they're going to be setting up. It's going to set up for Florence Pugh to be the next person in the Avengers movie. They're going to do like a young Avengers movie. And Florence Pugh is probably going to be in that with like Haley Steinfeld or something like that. They're going to do something like that. But oh man, like, I want to like it, man. I really do. But I don't like. You're gonna have to grab me in some way, and like the moment I'll say this: whenever I see that boring cinematography that Marvel does, the gray, the basic gray, and everything like that in every movie, like here's why. Here's an example for why I can make that point to be so evident. Tell me the difference in the way Ant-Man and the Wasp and Avengers Endgame looks. Tell me the way that Avengers Endgame and Ant-Man and the Wasp look any difference. If there were two episodes in the TV show, nobody would say anything because they look the exact same. And that's an issue. When your biggest movie of all time looks the same as Ant-Man and the Wasp, there's an issue there with me. No, it's not just famous actors. It's not just famous like actors or actresses. It's just you're talking about really a stacked Oscar level cast. Like Rachel Weisz has been one of the best actresses on the planet for the past decade. Like since 15 years, when you're talking about Constance Gardner back in 06, even back to that point. And then you got Florence Pugh, who's coming off one of the biggest years in the last 20 years in Hollywood. Like that year she had in 2019 was ridiculous. You had Fighting with My Family, Midsummer, Little Women. Like nobody had. I've never seen anybody have a debut like Florence Pugh had. And then you had Scarlett Johansson that exact same year come out with Jojo Rabbit and Marriage Story, which were both fantastic performances. So it gets to the point where you're just kind of like, this movie can't be bad with that level of acting. And then you got a pretty decent. I don't even know who the director of that movie is, but it doesn't even matter who the director is because it looks the exact same. It's got to be an amazing story for me to care. The trailer, the level of humor and everything like that. It just Kate Shortland. She directed Berlin Syndrome, which I've never seen, and she directed Lore from 2012, which I have not seen also, but they've got decent scores. It's just, hey, maybe I'm wrong. But I don't see that movie being anything more than like a 5 or a 6 out of 10. I don't. Um, I think Spider-Man will be better. Yeah, like that's a good point because it feels like another just that's actually a good point because it feels like another ensemble film more than a Black Widow film. And if it was entirely eccentric, like maybe like let's say this, like let's say that they do this whole side thing with like Florence Pugh and Black Widow, um, but it's more focused on her origin story, and maybe she has like a trauma in her head that like keeps running in her head, and they keep using that, and they start doing flashbacks to her childhood, and you get a full scope for her character, and then maybe the villain of the film, which I forgot the name of the villain of the film, but he's a Taskmaster. Let's say that he's like a part of her childhood in some way, and it connects in that way. Maybe if they do something like that, maybe it could be interesting. But yeah, you're right. Maybe the ensemble aspect maybe takes away from the fact that it's a Black Widow movie. Wow, they actually brought Joaquin back after last year. I know he won, but still. They just gave the man 4 words. I've been waiting for this all night. I've been waiting for this all year long, actually.
Every day.
First, I just want to say thank you so much. First of all, to God, to pass my faith home true. For no strangers, thank you so much for bringing me to get me through long dad to Josh. To me, family is my first love and my first birthday. So here go, I'm calling. To Coach Practice, Coach Tom Johnson, to all the people at the HRBA, thank you so much for being so engaged in this story. To Shavonte, to Tyler, Blake, Adrian, Leslie, to my friends, to Jeffrey, Mary, Donnie, Ace, Josh, Felicia, Vanessa, Alexis, and to all the incredible volunteers. I give you, I'm sincerely present with John, and the Violet, Davis, Francis, and Donnie, Vanessa, Donnie, and Karen.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm with you, Zach. I'm with you on the fifth slot. She got it. She's got that locked up, I think. I don't know what we talked about Rosamund Pike's winning, but she just beat Frances McDormand, Carrie Mulligan, and Viola Davis. She's got that fifth slot. I don't know, and Vanessa Kirby. That is crazy. Like, she was viewed as like the fifth one out of the five, and she won. Oh my God! Wow.
The best moments from the 5 films nominated for Best Motion Picture Drama. Once again, you are the nominees.
I don't know, but I'm happy for her. She was fantastic. But yeah, I think she's got it. If she's able to win this type of award on that type of yeah. No, are we gonna start talking about her potentially winning now? I don't know. Oh, they just jumped to. That was random, but Nomadland won Best Picture. They just jumped to it. They were really trying to make it by 11 o'clock. I don't even know. Like I need to recover from that last one. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And again, the whole team, thank you so much. The moment also didn't make some people well and everyone.
Okay, some of the congratulations to Nomadland. Very well deserved. It made sense for them to win at the Golden Globes. I don't know if that's going to carry into the Oscars. I'm still predicting the predictable Trial Chicago 7 to win Best Picture of the Oscars. It's typically how it goes. That's what I'm expecting. But I'm happy for Nomadland, and I know you're probably happy, Zach. You wanted it to win, I believe it was. It's a great film. It's a great film. But oh my God, Andre Day won. Oh my God! Now I'm happy I saw the movie a couple days ago. Okay, so, whew. Oh my God. I was so confident on Carey Mulligan winning. I was sitting here and I was like, okay, when are they gonna call Carey Mulligan's name? I was about to like blurt out Carey Mulligan's name live on stream before everything had happened, and I was just stunned. Okay, so I think we can say Andre Day is the fifth. It's not Zendaya. It's probably not Rosamund Pike. Rosamund Pike has a chance, but when you're looking at the two categories, right? Maria Bakalova or Rosamund Pike, both of them are on the outside, right? But then you're looking at Best Actress, and you're talking about the heavy hitters of the year, and Andre Day wins. She's in. But now do you start talking about her potentially winning Best Actress? I'm gonna go no. And the reason why is because, like I've stated a bunch of times, it's 90 people. It's 90 people compared to a couple thousand people who vote for the Oscars. And once you get to the couple of thousands of people that vote for the Oscars, I don't think that she's going to get past that, because a lot of people are going to have seen the movie at that point. You're gonna get a lot of people who are just gonna vote for Frances McDormand. A lot of people who are gonna vote for Viola Davis. A lot of people who are obviously gonna vote for Carey Mulligan, who I still think is gonna win Best Actress. Like, you even saw Carey Mulligan was pretty surprised by that win. I think everybody was. But yeah, oh my god. Shoot. Like, I'm not, like, obviously she was fantastic. If you watched if you have watched The United States versus Billie Holiday, or if you have not watched that movie yet, it's on Hulu in the States. Definitely watch that movie. She's fantastic in that movie. Like, truly fantastic. Not just good, like fantastic. She's terrific. I'm just really surprised, considering the quality of the movie. And then when it comes to Best Picture, like I said, I think that Trial of Chicago 7 is the safe pick. But my hope is Promising Young Woman will win Best Picture. And I think it has a shot. Nomadland, obviously, is still going to be the favorite. It's going to be even more of a favorite after tonight. And that's okay. That's okay. We'll see. We got a lot of award shows still to go through. We got like 2 more months until the Oscar, which is ridiculous to me. It's the end of April. I don't know why they pushed it so far. I think that they should have at least probably put it in the beginning of April, to be honest. But I guess they didn't want to collide with a couple of shows that were going on around that time. So, but this was a wild show. A lot of surprises. Like, it started off like everything was going the way I wanted, and then boom, they just hit us with a bunch of surprises. Borat winning. What else won? Jodie Foster was such a surprise. I thought Jodie Foster was going to be the surprise of the night. And then it turned out to be Andra Day. Like, holy shit. Where did that come from? And yeah, Gabe, I'm really looking forward to WandaVision's finale. I'm probably going to drop a review for it. I'm probably going to do a solo review for it, honestly. I think it makes more sense. If I don't do a solo review, I'll just talk about it in the beginning of my next episode of the podcast, or podcast, quote unquote. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I really enjoyed the last episode of WandaVision. I really enjoyed the last episode. I've enjoyed the last couple of episodes. I had issues with the first couple, but it's gotten me back on board. They're not going to wrap everything up in one episode. They aren't. They're going to what they're going to do is they're going to lead everything into Doctor Strange. There's going to be a lot of not closed stories. Like, I think the Quicksilver thing will be closed off. I don't think the Monica Rambeau thing will be closed off. I think Black Widow's. Scarlet Witch's story will not be closed off. A lot of these stories will not be closed off. We'll find out what happens with the kids. Agatha probably won't be killed off because she's such a popular character. And also, by the way, the Agatha thing was not a surprise. It was Agatha all along. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But man, yeah, music did not win anything. Thankfully for that. That is the most. If I'm going to be completely honest, I've not seen the movie. I probably might not ever see the movie. But from everything I've heard about the movie, probably the most disgraceful Golden Globe nomination in the history of the Golden Globes. By the way, the reason why I'm saying also that I don't know if Nomadland is going to win or how much this changes, you got to remember, and how much this changes for Andra Day, you got to remember, Bohemian Rhapsody won Best Picture 2 years ago. Bohemian Rhapsody won Best Picture 2 years ago. Now, it was ridiculous that it won some of the awards that it won at the Oscars. Like, I think it won sound mixing or something like that, which was kind of ridiculous considering something else that came out that year. But they'll wrap up the main Agatha Scarlet Witch storyline. They'll wrap that up. They'll wrap up some of the storylines in terms of Quicksilver. We'll get a better understanding of the world. They'll introduce the Grace Vision. They'll do all those things in the next episode. But Wanda's story will definitely not be closed because she's gonna go mad. She's gonna go mad in some way, and it's gonna all lead into her being in Doctor Strange. I think what probably will happen is she gets kind of stuck in the multiverse. That's probably a guess, which is what leads into oh, that's a great song. I think it's all just gonna lead into like Doctor Strange having to find her, or like she messes. What could I don't even know how it works in the comics, but I'm gonna make a guess right here live with you guys. WandaVision uses her powers. She gets kind of trapped into the multiverse in some way. She ends up being in the multiverse, but she's affecting the multiverse in a way. So then Doctor Strange needs to find her and stop her. Not stop her, but like find her and fix what happened, what she caused, and then something opens up because of what she does, and then that's what leads into the villain of Doctor Strange. That's my guess in some way. It's kind of confusing what I said. It's pretty much Wanda gets trapped in the multiverse. Her powers do something to the multiverse. Multiverse creates a villain. Doctor Strange needs to find her, stop what she's doing, and then stop the villain of the movie, which I'm assuming is going to be Chiwetel Ejiofor in some way. But yeah, it was Agatha all along. Great song. Sad that she killed Sparky though. Justice for Sparky. But yeah. Overall, I thought it was a decent show. It was better than last year's Golden Globes, which is kind of funny. I don't like the Golden. Like I grew up really liking the Golden Globes for some reason, but as I've grown up and I've gotten in this industry a lot more, and like really started paying attention to this industry a lot more, I like this award show a lot less. It's really, really bad. It's a really bad award show. Honestly, I kind of like the SAGs awards a lot better than this, and of course the Critics' Choice is the Critics' Choice gives us the movies we want to win. You know, like Adam Sandler won last year. How can you hate on Adam Sandler winning last year? But yeah, Justice for Sparky. I don't think that they're gonna end her like Daenerys. I don't think that they're gonna kill her. I think she's gonna just continue to be in the MCU for a long time. She's Marvel just they don't kill people off. Period. Like when they killed by the way, I called Black Widow and Tony getting killed and Endgame. I also thought Hulk was gonna get killed, but they didn't. But when they kill people off, they rarely do it. And they won't kill her off because they knew that this was when her characters were going to start to finally peak. And she's too powerful to be killed. In this situation, she's way too powerful to be killed. So I don't think they're going to do that at all. Yeah. I don't think that they're going to do it. I think she's going to be in the movies for the next 5, 6, 7, maybe even 10 years. It could go that long for her, honestly. But yeah, I'm not in this. But yeah, to close out quickly, thank you all for watching. Seriously, this is my first live stream I have done. On this new version of this channel. I'm going to start putting out more links so more people can get in. But I really appreciate all of you, Cece, Gabe, Zach, Kyle, Abby, everybody who came in here. Thank you all for watching and all of you guys for coming in. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be trying to release videos constantly, and I'm also planning on also doing a Oscars live stream when that comes around. I might do another award shows like live stream if you guys are interested in that at all. And I'm gonna just try and be on this channel as much as possible. I'm trying to build this up a little bit and do some things with it. And I would love for your support. And thank you guys all for watching. And yes, as long as Elizabeth Olsen wants to, she can do whatever she wants. Yes, so thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, like I said, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. And yeah, follow me on all the socials in the comment section down below. Twitter, Instagram, my Letterboxd. Check my Letterboxd. I'm always putting movies on my Letterboxd. I'm always putting stuff in my diary. You can expect something every 1 or 2 days. Yes. Thank you so much, Zach, for coming in. I really appreciate you coming in, and definitely check out the Intercut podcast. My favorite podcast, honestly. Like, I love it. I love it. They're going to be doing a new bracket again, and of course, they're doing videos every single week, man. Honestly, if you guys really love movies, check out their podcast. You're going to find so many amazing recommendations. Man, they watch too many stuff. You and Arturo watch way too many movies, way too much. But I love you guys are amazing. Keep it up, and I'll keep watching. But yes, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. So yeah, peace. Thank you guys for watching.